Hey guys, this is Kramer with the Commentators podcast. We're going to get to our episode in just a moment. But really quick, I wanted to let you guys know that next week, the 17th through the 19th, we're going to be at Comicpalooza doing a live podcast from the convention floor. If you want to come by and say hi to us, go ahead. We're also going to be going around doing a lot of interviews with cosplayers and random people at the convention center. And we're also going to be trying to score interviews with some of the bigger people there, like Lou Ferrigno, Kate Beckinsdale, Norman Reedus, Eliza Dushku, Sigourney Weaver. Me personally, I'm looking forward to meeting Ricky Simmons, the person who did the voice for Gur from Invader Zim. That was one of my fucking favorite shows growing up, and I can't wait to meet the guy. If you want to have an awesome weekend, come and join us. We're going to play a quick Comicpalooza commercial and then get to our X-Men Age of Apocalypse episode.
Comicpalooza 2016 is almost here. At Comicpalooza, there are literally thousands of hours of programming. You'll see your favorite celebrities, comic book creators, and authors. Special celebrity events at this year's Comicpalooza include a cast reunion of the classic 1986 sci-fi horror favorite, Aliens, featuring Sigourney Weaver and more. Also, the cast of the Boondock Saints will be in attendance, including Sean Patrick Flanery, and of course, Walking Dead star Norman Reedus. Other celebrity guests include Underworld star Kate Beckinsale, Lenny James from The Walking Dead, wrestling superstar Ric Flair, comic book legends John Ostrander and Adam Kubert, and of course, me, Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Man and podcaster extraordinaire. Be sure to follow Comicpalooza on social media, on Twitter at Comicpalooza, Instagram at Houston Comicpalooza, and like us on Facebook. Don't miss Comicpalooza 2016 at the George R. Brown Convention Center in Houston, Texas, June 17th through June 19th. Get your passes today. Head over to www.comicpalooza.com for all the details.
So, welcome to another episode of The Commentators. I'm Tom.
Oh my God, Kramer's looking at you like, you stole my fucking
I didn't look at him like that.
I thought you were.
I was proud of him for
Me too. Kramer's giving me the look like, oh my God, he's doing it. I'm Juan.
I'm Kramer.
And I'm Ryan.
All right.
What was I last? he was going this way.
Yeah, for real, you messed it up again.
Sorry. I'm not used to. I used to only go first. I didn't know my place.
And today we are talking about X-Men.
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Yes. That's kind of... All right.
Before we go super into detail, what was everyone's initial, like, when you finished the movie, were you like, yes or no? Because previous X-Men movies, I was like, fuck this.
I had a very weird reaction, like, because when you say, like, previous X-Men movies, because I had seen the first three, but then I didn't see First Class, and I hadn't seen Days of Future Past, and I thought I was going to go in there and not know what the fuck was going on, but I was like, fuck it, we got to do the podcast. I don't have time to watch the movies. Let me just go watch it. But
I feel like those movies, the director went in and thought, what the fuck is going on?
For those movies?
Yes.
Well, that's like, if for this one, I felt like you didn't have to watch those three. I guess it helped. Or the first two.
It did enough flashbacks to them.
Yeah.
That, like, you got it.
Yeah,
And,
no,
like,
this one totally...
It was not subtle.
this one could stand independent and be fine.
Even like back when they did start releasing the other ones, I thought they did a complete reboot where they were completely ignoring 1 through 3. But it's not like a complete reboot. It's just a different timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just kind of like, they go along the same way and they ignore the parts that they didn't like from the other movies that they're like, maybe we shouldn't have done that. We're just
Like
going
X-Men
to
3.
forget it
They
happened.
time traveled to
Wolverine.
try to fix up the mistakes.
They took Bryan Singer went back and got rid of the one he didn't direct.
Yes, yes, exactly what happened. But like, and it's funny because I didn't know that at first, but just from watching the movie, I could pick that up because they had that one scene where he's at the Auschwitz and the gate is bent, but it's bent like it was when Magneto did that in X-Men 2?
One.
1. Was it 1?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I was like, okay, so they didn't just completely ignore the other first 3 movies.
And
because
the flashback of him being in Auschwitz was from footage from the first one.
Oh, yeah. So like, I realized, okay, so they didn't completely ignore those movies. It's just an alternate timeline.
Which is crazy because in First Class, they refilmed the Auschwitz sequence.
Wait, so the past flashback we saw was this one from X1 and not from Days of Future?
Yeah.
From First Class.
From First Class, I mean.
Correct, yeah. At First Class, it was identical. They just refilmed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just assumed it was from First Class.
Because they elongated that sequence because of his origin.
Yeah.
Which, Yeah, you should go back and watch the first two.
Yeah, I want to now because I feel like it'll a couple of things will like knit together more tightly. But it's not like there weren't gaps. Like I could watch this movie without watching the other two, and it'll still make sense.
Definitely Magneto's arc. It's a 3-movie arc.
Oh yeah,
for this trilogy.
Okay, that part I did.
He's the MVP.
Okay, yeah, I noticed.
He's the best.
He's the best part of the movie. Like his acting wise, it's like it was a different movie to me. For like whenever they were at the beginning where they were doing like everybody else's stuff with Apocalypse, but then he had his own thing in Poland. Were they in Poland?
Sounds right.
But
I don't
like
remember.
that seemed like just the way like he was acting just seemed a completely separate movie.
When he was like independent, trying to be the family man, like concealing his powers and everything.
Like his acting was so good. I was like, this is a completely different movie that's going to win more awards than the X-Men movie that's actually taking place at the same time.
It was like all the Hugh Jackman movies that aren't Wolverine.
But go ahead.
I was gonna say I'd liked it when I came out of it. I was like, I dug it. This was good.
Mm-hmm.
I had first thoughts.
I liked the story.
Kramer, all he asked for was yes or no. By the way.
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of took everyone's spot.
I'm a yes.
Okay,
Go
now
ahead.
you can talk.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm a yes and no. I liked the movie, but there were parts where like the only no's I have are budget related,
CGI related.
mostly CGI and effects related.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think the CGI and effects were bad.
There were
Same
not,
here.
not a lot of them.
They
were
weren't
spots.
bad.
There
was
were
just
spots.
noticeable.
There were spots that were like bad, like the shipping container towards the end.
Yeah,
That one
it was,
was
and you know
really
what's weird?
bad.
It was a still shot. You know, that's the weirdest thing. There was no movement of the shipping containers or anything, and that one stood out to me. It was weird.
Yeah, there was no texturing or anything on there.
Yeah, it was,
Do you know what though? After Green Lantern, I give so much more leeway to special effects in superhero movies.
man, Green Lantern has such a huge budget too. I don't know where it went.
It just went to Ryan Reynolds and that's it.
It went to
was
his
the
suit, I think.
Worst special effects of any superhero
know.
movie ever.
You know, you got to give them props for making those trailers the way they did, because the trailers were good,
The trailers did look
and
cool.
they had the illusion that this will be good, guys. You
The
know,
movie was fucking terrible. It was the worst CGI ever. So I have a lot of leeway in that aspect.
Did you guys watch X-Men in 3D or regular?
regular.
Wagala.
Regular? Okay, because our friend Antonio saw it, and he saw it in 3D, and he said it seemed like a movie that was made for 3D, and like
There were a lot of
I could see that.
effects that could have been cool in 3D. Yeah,
and there was that part that we kept talking
especially
about.
Magneto's. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, like, yeah, especially like when he was like the things were whirling around him.
Mm-hmm,
But there was that scene that I kept bringing up in the other episodes when we were watching the trailers of Olivia Munn, or she was like doing that flip.
Yeah.
And it still seemed the same way
Looked the
that when
same.
I saw it in the trailer. It didn't seem like they fixed it. It just seemed to me that it would have looked a lot better in 3D, but in 2D it didn't translate as well.
I still liked it.
I'm not saying it was bad. I'm not saying it was bad,
This
but
guy.
like it's noticeable. Like there's a couple of scenes. Like normally when
not at all.
For me when CGI is really good, it's not noticeable. But when I can notice like okay, yeah, this is how they did this or this is how they did that, then it takes away from me a little bit.
Nope.
I'm not saying it has to for you. I'm just saying like for me, like I would notice a lot more things, and like a lot of it was forgivable, but like. The shipping container one.
That's the only one that.
That's the only one that really stood out to me.
Yeah, that one, like, towards the end, I was like, that was the icing on the cake of it. I was like, it looks like they had an intern, and they were like, oh, shit, we forgot to do this scene. Let's give it to Johnny. And, like, so he did
Good
it.
old
Johnny,
intern.
Johnny, you have one shot. Don't fuck it up.
Good old
fucked it
Johnny
up.
intern.
It seems like for a movie like this big that they wouldn't let something like that slide.
I don't think they even needed the scene.
They didn't. That's the thing. Like, it was so bad of CGI that they could have just been like, no, let's take that out of
Just
there.
cut it.
Doesn't have to be in there.
We get it. Things are moving around. They're flying.
But the movie itself was good. Like, storyline and everything. I
Yeah.
liked it.
Me too.
I think I went in unknowingly pre-biased because Nightcrawler has always been my favorite X-Men.
Oh, he was.
And
so
he's
good.
always been just either ignored or just completely raped
Yeah.
in every X-Men depiction ever. And I'm just like, why?
You didn't
And
like Alan Cummings? On
No, he's
didn't he
X2?
fucking get killed?
No, we don't know what happened to him. He died, quote unquote, off screen or something,
Yeah.
which is horrible. But his portrayal was cool. I thought.
Was that X2 he was in?
Yeah.
His intro scene was so good.
The White House
so
scene.
short.
The White
That
House
it was
scene,
like
yeah.
that. Like he was gone like that. They never.
It's kind of
The
ironic.
Yeah.
Ironic, but they don't ever like give him any sort of
No,
real.
this movie,
and-
that dude nailed it.
Well, and in X2,
Yeah, I
he
love
also seemed to
Nightcrawler.
have like a different personality. Because the one that the Nightcrawler I grew up with was the X-Men Evolved. Was that what it's called? The cartoon?
Evolution.
Yeah, X-Men Evolution.
I'm about to start watching that.
It's I liked it because I saw the original one way back, but I don't remember much of it. And then the one I guess where I could I have more memories of was X-Men Evolution, and I liked that Nightcrawler. Like my favorites were always Nightcrawler, Quicksilver, and Wolverine. But I always liked Nightcrawler being a jokey kind of guy.
Yeah.
But then in X2, like it wasn't a bad portrayal.
He was just very
It's
fearful.
just sad.
And, yeah.
Like he was like
Broken.
He was like abused.
He's very broken.
Yeah, it's the stereotypical like
And older.
I'm Catholic, so I can't enjoy anything. That's how,
Catholic
Yeah.
guilt.
yeah, Catholic guilt, Nightcrawler, as opposed to like, oh, I'm young Nightcrawler, and I like to do these things.
What does the
Wow, he
mall?
went to 3 accents.
Point it.
I want to point that out.
No,
Nah.
yeah, I actually I really love Nightcrawler a lot in this movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And the
He's
fact
good.
that
No,
he
it
was
was
a
good.
big part of the movie was really cool for me.
I like
He
that.
nailed it.
Yeah.
Like, he nailed it when he got his picture taken.
Oh,
Like, that was it for me right there. you know?
Yeah, that was good. I liked how he had a Michael Jackson jacket on the whole time from Thriller.
Yep.
I was noticing that whole. I was like, he's really into
But I mean,
Mercedes thing.
red is his color, so.
Yeah, the Quicksilver, because I hadn't seen Days of Future Past. I had seen like a clip of it online, and I was like, oh shit, I don't want to see this because it's gonna ruin it for me. But I just
my
stayed to
God,
watch it anyway.
Quicksilver.
It was so good. And then this scene in the movie where it was what's that song called?
Sweet dreams are made of these.
Yeah, that one. And like as soon as it came on, I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm liking this. And then he walks on screen. I was like, oh yes.
Yeah,
And-
when everything slows down.
You know-
and then he just walking. He's like, huh.
I did love him as Quicksilver, except that he was at one point young Neil,
Young
Huh?
Neil.
and
From,
I couldn't get past it from Scott Pilgrim, and
He was young Neil?
I couldn't get past
He
it.
was not young Neil.
No,
that-
no,
yes.
no,
That
no,
was-
no,
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 I'm pretty
no,
sure
no.
it's the same
No, no,
dude.
I'm positive.
no, no,
That's
positive.
not at all
No.
the same actor.
Are you sure?
No, it's
no,
not.
no.
It's not.
I'm pretty sure it's
No,
the same
no,
guy.
No, it's not.
No, no,
That's
no.
all I could think of the whole time.
It's not young
Three
Neil.
against
No,
one,
no,
man.
no, no.
3 against 1.
I
That
was like,
guy's
young
way
Neil, what
too
the
old
fuck
to
are
be
you
young
doing?
Neil.
Yeah, no, trust me. he's
No,
not.
that Scott Pilgrim's been out for like 6 years now, bro.
It's
Still-
not because young Quicksilver.
He
I can't
looks like
remember
him.
his name.
He looks like him.
He was
swear
in
it's the
the
same guy.
American Horror Story
He's
for like
also
the
in-
longest time.
he's
He's
also
in
in
like every
Kick-Ass.
season.
He was Kick-Ass's best friend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I swear he was young Neil.
No.
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 He looks just like him.
Young Neil's like a chubby version of him.
He looks just like
Young
him.
Neil, no, Young Neil wasn't chubby.
Young Neil.
Young Neil wasn't chubby at all.
Johnny Simmons.
That's
Is that
young Neil.
Yeah, he. There's a likeness of a little bit.
Yeah, kind of a likeness. It's the mouth.
Okay, so it's not the same guy?
No, it's not.
Because I swore it was the same fucking guy, and the whole time I was like, young Neil, stop it.
He was just expected it with a base.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll sign this contract.
Oh, that sucks. You had a preconceived notion that wasn't true.
Anyway, yeah, I totally thought he was young Neil the whole time. God damn it.
No, it's not him. That was my favorite part of the movie, though. The
No, yeah,
Quicksilver scene.
Quicksilver was
doing-
great. He was great.
Unlike another Quicksilver.
Oh, the one that died immediately. That was heartbreaking. I
The
was
one
like,
who could like take people out of a country but not avoid some bullets.
Yeah, that's true.
I love how his line was, "You didn't see that coming." He's like, "You didn't see the bullets coming."
You
either."
did. I did either.
that makes me sad.
But Quicksilver was so good
That's
throughout
so
the whole
interesting
movie.
because Kick-Ass played Quicksilver in
Yeah,
Age of Ultron,
yeah.
and then Kick-Ass's best friend in the movie played him.
I was also noticed that Quicksilver was a lot beefier than I think he normally was.
Which one? The Kick-Ass one?
Yeah.
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 He was
Oh, yeah,
like
he's built.
super buff.
He was in that Godzilla shape
Yeah.
where he played like a military dude. So
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like in the shape of a Godzilla. I was like, what?
No.
I thought he looked too tall.
Like his leg, like he's scaly and has like spines.
He's in Godzilla shape.
He's in that prehistoric shape.
Starting shape. That's a good word for like going to the gym. He's so beefy and ripped, he's prehistoric.
What about the other characters? Who else was really good?
I'm really looking forward to the new team the
young-
new
the
cast
young
of the team, the core team.
Cyclops
for the next movies.
I thought Cyclops was really good.
Yeah.
He
I
had
like
just
Cyclops.
enough
They
of
made
that
him a-
like assholeness.
They made him
Yeah.
a leader real quick
yeah,
because he needed that.
which was cool. I liked how his glasses were Ray-Bans.
It was weird that they gave Storm an accent.
She should have an accent.
Because everything I've ever seen her, like as far as like cinematic or even animated, she's never had an
No,
accent.
even in some of the
In the
cinematic
cart- in
stuff,
the-
like the older ones, the old one, she's originally from Africa. If I remember,
Yeah,
was
she
Halle
was
Berry,
from like
wasn't
a
she?
tribe.
What old one are you talking about?
the old na 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 that one
Like 2000 X-Men.
was that 2000?
Yeah, it was
not
2000.
2000.
It was
Are you talking about
90s.
like Halle Berry?
Yeah.
No,
No.
Talking
We're
about
talking
the animated.
about the X-Men
Oh,
animated.
I was talking about movies.
No, the animated one. She
No,
had like,
yeah, yeah. She had an accent in the
Did she?
Fox Kids show. Yeah.
yeah.
She's from Africa. She's
I'm
like in a
watching it,
tribe
so.
or something
Okay.
over there. Some village.
But yeah, that she should have an accent.
I guess I
She's
just got so
totally
used to the cinematic ones.
Yeah,
I haven't
Halle
watched
Berry.
the cartoon.
I actually
Yeah,
heard that
Halle
Halle
Berry
Berry
had it in the first
Yeah.
movie and got rid of it after that.
Did they?
Did
Yeah.
she?
Oh yeah,
Ah.
it was there. It
So-
wasn't as strong, but
Maybe they're like Halle Berry. You can't do this.
yeah,
can't do
I
an
don't think
accent.
she could pull it off. So.
Yeah.
They're just like cut it out.
No one cares.
I heard that this actress like reached out to Halle Berry for advice on playing the role. Don't worry, my foot didn't touch the
Fuck,
pizza.
she do.
I'm not even looking.
But like she reached out to her and be like, "Hey, can you give me some advice?" And then Halle Berry like just never responded. And I was like, "Oh, that sucks."
But
I would have
she'd give
sent back a
she'd
message
give her
that
some
said
advice
like,
on Catwoman.
what was she? Who did she play?
Catwoman.
I would have been like, Catwoman sucked. Her Storm was badass. I
Yeah,
really
it
liked
was.
it.
Yeah,
She was great.
It was weird that she didn't really get an arc. Like we didn't.
Not till the
Besides-
very end was there like a semblance of a start of an arc.
Yeah, I know, but Magneto
I'm
was
sure
the
they're saving that
only
for the next one.
horseman that we really got any
Yeah.
why as to why he was so persuaded by Apocalypse.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
everyone
that
else
makes
I
sense.
was
guess
just
I
there.
can see Storm because he pulled her up out of poverty and whatever she was in.
Well,
but
I can see Storm's perspective of like that she idolizes Mystique. Like Mystique is fighting for mutants.
yeah,
She thinks
And-
she's doing the same
Yeah,
thing.
she thinks
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
doing
yeah.
the same thing, but then she realizes, no, this guy's like that's why she turns when he's choking Mystique. He's like, oh, I'm on the wrong side.
I don't think she even realized Mystique was there until she saw her.
Yeah,
yeah,
And
'cause
then was
Mystique
like,
wasn't
oh,
there.
Mystique is fighting against the guy I'm supporting. I've made a wrong choice.
yeah.
Like, she's doing what's right.
Like she
I'm on
thought
the
she was
wrong
doing the
side.
right thing the whole time, but then she realized I've made a big mistake.
Yeah,
we
and it was
got-
only because she
we
was
got,
getting
like,
choked.
0 for Psylocke and Angel.
No, not at all.
But I really like Psylocke.
I
No,
like
Psylocke
Psylocke a
was
lot,
cool.
but I didn't like her that much in the movie.
I did.
She
you
was-
just like
she
what
was-
she looked like.
No,
No, you're talking about the
as an
character,
X-Men-
like the old character.
as an X-Men, I really,
okay,
really like
okay.
Psylocke.
Yeah.
But in the movie, I was like,
Because she didn't
Because she doesn't do anything.
have
Yeah, I
quite.
guess that's
She's
that's
got a
probably
And
it.
physical
she
role.
literally jumps to his side for no reason whatsoever.
yeah, she's got very few lines, and she just kind of shows up out of nowhere, and she's like, oh, I'm going to do some shit. Oh, that failed.
I'm going to sneakily back away now.
Yeah, that part I was like, what are you doing?
And she's
I was like,
supposed
just
to be an
join them.
X-Men, so
I was like, just join them.
I
Everyone else
love
did. They would
when
accept
Angel
you.
went down and Apocalypse looked at him like useless.
Yes!
I thought the exact same thing.
Man.
This Angel was really useless.
Yeah, well,
which
even
is-
when they went around like looking for, because he's supposed to get like 4 very strong horsemen.
Yeah.
And when they went to Angel, I was like, really?
no, Archangel's a fuck ass mother badass.
He's a
I don't-
fuck ass
I'm
mother-
sorry, that was weird. He was a fucking badass in the comics.
Okay,
He wasn't quite that in this movie.
not
he
in
didn't
this one.
do anything again. Like,
He did have a really strong, confident attitude, but he didn't.
He had
follow
something
through.
going on. I don't know. He copied Storm's haircut, which I.
I blame that
Such
for
a-
Apocalypse.
He's
Because
like,
at
No,
one
I
point,
bet you he was
Apocalypse
in the
is
corner.
giving
He's
him.
like, give me the same haircut.
he's like back in ancient Egypt, Mohawks were in, guys.
All my followers had the same ones. You look great. You look great.
Darling, you look good.
you look good. Little off the top, yes.
And of course, Magneto's like, nah.
He's like,
Nah.
oh,
He's like,
everything you
do not
do
touch my head.
will fall.
Don't
And he
touch,
takes half
he's
the
like,
hair off.
don't touch my hair. Don't touch my flannel. We'll be good. Did anybody like Angel's intro with the Metallica song?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah.
really cool because it
Oh,
was
Oh,
like
when
a
he
whole.
was transforming him?
Yeah.
That was gruesome.
like body horror. It was
This
great.
movie was brutal.
Yeah.
Very, very brutal.
I like the interpretation of Angel being like, and maybe because I don't remember a lot of this from the other shows, like that he's supposed to be an angel, but he's like, nah, fuck this. I'm just gonna listen to heavy metal and drink all the time.
Yeah.
Like he's
I love that fight. That first fight between Nightcrawler and Angel in the cage.
Yeah.
oh, that
Yeah.
was good.
That was like awesomeness with the way that they depicted Nightcrawler fighting.
Yeah.
I did have
Like,
one
that's
question.
perfect.
Would an electric field really stop Nightcrawler from?
He doesn't. He
teleporting
doesn't
out?
like. He travels physically. He doesn't
Okay.
disappear from a spot and appear. He has to physically go through stuff. He's just doing it at a different frequency.
Well, because I remember in one of the old cartoon episodes, they show like where Xavier slows down time,
Or maybe
like,
he can get
he
out
slows
stuff.
down like the teleportation process. And this is also from X-Men Evolution, where he slows it down, and so he can see where he goes when he teleports, and he apparently goes through like this weird hell, and there's like these weird monsters, and there's lava everywhere.
Whoa.
And then like when he
Whoa,
teleports
that's awesome.
back, because they slowed it down, there's a rift.
That
And then-
opens?
yeah, it opens, and those monsters start coming out and attacking like the high school.
That's awesome.
I love that
that's
show.
cool.
I love that show so
I'm gonna
much.
start watching that tonight.
But yeah, it was like, and maybe that's just for that show. Maybe it's not like canon or anything.
Yeah, but that sounds.
But I like the interpretation because I think in some of the older comics, it was supposed to be where Nightcrawler was actually kind of a demon, and that where he teleports, he actually kind of goes through hell before he appears somewhere
well,
else.
then I guess that debunks what I'm saying.
That's why I got a little confused at that part where I was like, oh, this is so cool.
But I mean,
What Ryan's saying makes sense in the span of the movie.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That does make sense. And I guess
Because
because
otherwise it would make zero sense.
That's why
Like,
he
you
has
could
to
just
be able to see where he's going.
yeah.
that does make sense too, because I guess with the
Yeah, he
bars,
states
he
that.
can't see past the bars. Like he can kind of see it, but not really. Like he doesn't have a clear.
Doesn't he mention he could also like do the looper thing where he can see where he's been? Kind of.
I don't think they meant it like
Did
that.
they said it? Did maybe I heard?
Not,
You
not
know
like
what? I
time
think-
travel.
I
I think-
actually,
No.
Okay, I thought
Looper
you
doesn't
meant-
time travel.
It kinda depends
no,
on-
not Looper.
on
I'm
the,
thinking Jumper. The wrong
Okay,
thing.
yeah.
Oh,
Like if
Jumper.
he's been somewhere before, he can teleport there.
I think it's more
Yeah.
like instant transmission, kind of, depending on what you're actually watching.
Yeah,
Or
Like-
reading or whatever.
Like if I've been to my house, so I can just teleport to my house.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But I can't teleport to like Ryan's house because I haven't seen Ryan's
Like
house.
he has to be able to
Yeah.
like
visualize
Goku's
the
instant
place.
transmission.
That's what he just said.
Sorry, I was listening to Kramer.
He literally
I wasn't
started
talking.
No, I looked out and then I heard what you said. Sorry.
Yeah, he has to be able to visualize where he's going, like in full. He has to know like exactly where it is before he can actually
I didn't know that.
go there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not just like poof poof. I'm downstairs. I've never been downstairs before, but fuck it, I'm down there now.
I thought it was
It's-
Goku.
So-
He has to
well,
see where
Goku
he's
can
going.
do that.
You know-
Goku, it's like he has to, as long as he senses somebody's
supposed to
where
be.
he's supposed
You know
to. Like
what's
he has to
crazy
be somebody's energy.
is that the movies debunk themselves a little bit because in the first Nightcrawler, he didn't have to know where.
Oh.
That's why he can't just like poof poof on the other side of a wall. He needs to know what's over there.
Well, that's the thing.
Well, in the first
Remember
one,
in the
White
X-Men
House, scene, he was just going farther and farther to in the White House that he's never been before.
Well, not even that. I mean, he could probably just see down the hall. and
Yeah,
stuff
if you can
like
see
that.
down the hall, then.
But
he can, that's
there's
one thing.
when he has to get into Cerebro, he has to go through a closed door. So that debunks my idea of him actually physically traveling.
Well, then this movie made no sense for Nightcrawler.
Didn't they also do that when they were in the Strikers lab?
Yeah.
The Weapon X, where they get to that big steel door and he teleports them to the other side of it.
He also teleports them inside the
shit.
helicopter.
You're right, but I figured he could look in the helicopter.
So
He
there's-
can look at the helicopter, but there was a giant steel door.
So there's
Yeah,
this
the steel
cage.
door.
What's up with this cage then? And then the kennel that he was stuck in.
for
couldn't-
Wolverine?
No. I'm talking about in this movie in the beginning, right? He couldn't teleport outside of the cage.
Yeah.
I
They
think
made that a point. So I don't.
the electric field.
Maybe it's the
that cage that they bring him into
that
before
and
he
then the
fights,
cage
Where,
that
where
they
he's
fight
fighting
in.
Angel
and
at.
then the fighting.
Yeah.
think
Because
it
he's
had
in
a-
like they see like batteries on that little box he's in, and then they
Yeah.
take the batteries
Maybe
off
it's
and they
electricity.
kick him
You
out.
can't get through electricity.
I think
Maybe.
the electric
Maybe.
field,
Yeah.
like nullifies any mutant powers, sort of thing.
Mm.
Like no mutants can.
That would
pass
make
through
sense because I guess they would make it so where like mutants couldn't get out of the
Yeah.
fight. Like any
Yeah.
mutant couldn't get out of the
That.
fight.
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Cha-ching.
An angel wouldn't be able to get out anyway because he doesn't have any power except for flying, so he would just hit the side of the cage
Yeah.
regardless.
Like he did hit the side of the cage.
Poor guy lost a wing.
And his wings. Did
Yeah.
those heal? Did
Didn't
his
look
wings
like it.
ever heal?
They
I
didn't give him a
I
chance.
assume they didn't heal because it was like if they healed like normal wings or just like a normal person, that like it's only been like a couple days. That's why they're still kind of fucked up.
depends.
I was like maybe over time they'll heal because I know in
Well-
the comics he has like healing blood.
Well, and in the first episode,
Oh.
the
You know what I'm
first
talking
third
about?
one is it has him as like a kid, and he keeps cutting the wings off.
Yeah, and they keep
Yeah.
growing back.
Granted, that one's not canon anymore. But
that was
is it
brutal.
is it canon but alternate timeline?
It would have to be alternate
Yeah, it's,
because he's a kid in the '80s now instead of whatever time that was, 2000s.
Yeah, that's true.
okay.
No, he was a kid in the 80s because that was a flashback.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
a flashback
okay.
to it. But I remember like he was like cutting off the wings, like
Ugh.
yeah, because in this one he's a teenager, but in the other one he was an adult when they finally showed him. But like
Oh,
it was a
yeah.
flashback to him as a kid, like cutting off his wings and stuff. But they still grew back.
Though I don't
That's
think
true.
in Apocalypse he's necessarily a teenager. I think he's kind of in his probably late 20s.
Yeah, he looks older.
He looks old. Yeah, he does look older.
So I mean, it still could necessarily be like, because they didn't reset all of the history from the movies in this one.
Yeah,
So they still could be kind of
that's true.
going back to that.
So for Deadpool to cross over with the X-Men,
Mm-hmm.
it would have to be the older cast.
Would it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Because
because
Deadpool takes place in 2015, 16.
Oh yeah.
But didn't Apocalypse take place in like 2015, 16?
No, it took place in the
This
80s.
is the '80s.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
guess it
there's
is, yeah.
They
so
say
much
80
'80s influence in it.
You're right.
I think they specifically say it's '83
Yeah,
at some
And
point.
then the next film will take place in the 90s, which by that point, they need to show some age on these motherfuckers.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've kind of, I don't really care, but they have neglected that a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been 20 years since First Class, where they all look the same. So,
God damn.
Who else didn't get a? What other character was pretty cool? Jean Grey. What'd y'all think of Jean Grey?
man, yeah, she killed it.
I thought she was good.
She was good. I didn't like the way they put the Phoenix in at the end.
Oh yeah.
Because
Hey, we didn't say spoilers to this, but
Oh yeah, spoilers.
we've been talking
I'm
all over.
assuming it's spoilers.
We always spoil.
We spoil everything.
We'll
I'm
do a
still-
little like cut in the beginning.
Nah, fuck it. Keep going.
Wait, shh. Spoiler alert.
There we go.
Well, so like because I know a lot of people had this complaint about the original third X-Men,
Yeah.
where like the way
Botching.
they incorporate
The Phoenix Saga.
that's
The word of the day today is botch.
botch. They but yeah, like it was supposedly like something that she was
Botch-toe?
born with, whereas in the comics it's like another force that comes and takes over her.
It's
It's an entity.
It's an
Yeah.
entity.
Universal.
Well,
But-
they kind of hint that she doesn't know how to control it. It just happens. And that whenever it does happen in the movie, it's like a really heightened sense of emotion. Like she's like, fuck, the whole world's about to die. I need to do something. I don't know what to do.
Well, but even then, it's like a latent ability that she can like take a hold of.
No, she didn't take a hold of it at all. It just fucking exploded everywhere.
I got the sense that it came like that's just part of her power,
Yeah,
but instead of like what you're talking about, like
yeah.
how
Where the
old
actual
ones-
storyline is that it's an entity that takes over her and it multiplies her powers.
Yeah, which
But
it could have.
also-
It could have already done that. Maybe they'll explain it later. That
And
it
the
took her over.
mental part of it where it takes over her hasn't come in yet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like she could already be bonded with the Phoenix Force,
Because
and in the
she's-
'90s one, they'll explain it bonded with her when she was a lot younger.
Yeah, because she's Phoenix for a bit before and then she becomes Dark Phoenix.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's when it takes over her.
okay. That's a confusing arc.
Phoenix is when she's actually sort of getting control of that kind of power.
Okay, in that case, yeah, the way they put it in this movie makes a lot more sense then.
yeah, because it can be totally explained in the next movie.
Yeah, I would love to see a movie where it's like because I've heard people like completely explain the Phoenix arc, where it goes off and like destroys planets
Yeah,
or solar
Yeah.
systems.
Phoenix forces.
A force to
Strong.
be reckoned with.
No, I was going to
sorry.
say it's strong with the force. But okay.
I apologize.
No, it's all right.
But yeah, the
Both jokes were equally bad.
but the
yeah.
that it makes a little bit more sense when we put it that way. Because I thought they were trying to make it to where it's like something that she's born with, but just hasn't tapped into.
I get it. They made it seem like it's just in her already.
Yeah,
But they could always say it's been in her because it bonded with her. It took notice of her power a long time
okay.
ago.
I really like the bubbling room scene.
Oh, her dream, the little nightmare.
The bubbling room was a really nice, subtle way of showing.
the
thing?
bubbling
the heat
room.
and stuff. From, like,
Yeah,
the
when she was
Phoenix.
having her nightmare in the beginning, and Xavier went in there.
Yeah.
The walls were bubbling.
I do
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
That was
That's
a
pretty
cool.
Sorry, I was about to burp. I had to, like, I did this weird like maneuver. Like,
That just made me think of Cyclops scene where he burns down that tree. Professor X's favorite tree.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, that was perhaps my favorite tree. My grandfather planted that tree.
There was a lot of like little like jokes,
Yeah.
quips.
Yes.
Quips.
Like the whole when they walk out of Star Wars and they're like, the third one is always the worst one. And I'm like, I see what you guys did there.
Yeah.
I see it. I don't like it.
I don't like it. Apparently, there was a lot of extra scenes of them hanging out in the mall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Jubilee's all her lines got cut.
Yeah,
She's
she
supposed to
didn't
have-
do anything. I wanted
was
to
a
see sparkly
Jubilee.
power.
She was a cameo again.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was Jubilee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize her without
The yellow jacket didn't
She
give
was
it
wearing
away.
the yellow jacket.
She was wearing the yellow jacket.
I didn't recognize her without her outfit. Wait.
Oh man, that just clicked.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
From the promotional thing, I thought she was gonna have a way bigger role, and she
No, they didn't have her in there at all.
said like 2 things.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about Jubilee.
I wanted to see sparkly powers.
All she could do was blind people
Yeah, just please.
for a few seconds.
The one thing I really did like was because I remember, even though I know a lot of people hated the Wolverine movies, I kind of like the Wolverine movies just because I like Wolverine a lot, but it didn't
Well,
go with the storyline.
People like
First
all of
one
them except
sucked.
Origins.
And the second one's great,
But
but
I like oranges. Oranges.
Origins.
Oranges.
He likes them oranges.
I like
I like
oranges.
them oranges. I
But-
thought it was fine until the end. The Deadpool part.
What?
Huh?
Oh yeah, the Deadpool part that was pretty bad.
Yeah,
It's
I can't
all of
defend it.
Yeah.
All of it's bad.
But I like
The-
the rest.
the,
I like
uh,
Sabretooth, damn it.
Sabretooth was good, but anyways,
He's fine.
The one of the video games I played with that centered around Wolverine when I was younger was about how he escaped from Weapon X. And the entire first level of that game was the scene in the movie where he's
Oh,
just
cool.
rampaging, slicing the shit out of people, but he's also buck naked.
That was this time they gave him.
Well, no, he had shorts on,
Yeah.
but it was if I remember correctly, they even had the head stuff on him in the game. And so for me, it was like a flashback of that game I played when I was 12.
Oh my god!
remember
the
it was
SNES
like
game.
from the comics.
Really?
That's one of my favorite stories.
It was the SNES game, right?
No,
it was
no,
on
no, no,
Sega?
no. It was a PlayStation game.
Was it PlayStation?
I think it was a play. I think they did multiple games.
There was a
for it.
Wolverine on the PlayStation, I think.
Oh.
Yeah,
Was there?
Or
I never
PS2.
had games.
it was. It was
Tell me more.
It reminded me of it so much that I was like, I like that there was elements of the movie that took me back to my childhood.
Oh my
where I was like,
God.
yes.
What system
Yes.
do you have right now? PS3 or Xbox 360?
I have PS2.
He's got a
I have
360.
an Xbox 360 too, but
Okay,
but I still have a
fucking-
PS2.
You need to play the Xbox 360 Wolverine game.
Oh,
It's phenomenal.
I want this.
It's rated M.
For mature.
I love the Wolverine
Thank
games
you,
because they're so violent. They're
No,
not
this one, oh my god, it's based on the first movie,
Yeah.
which is poo poo, but it's better. It's much better than the movie.
I like that because in all the iterations of him in comics or the animated series, it's what people were complaining about, that he's not animalistic enough.
Yeah, because it's cartoon.
But that's why I always liked the video games and stuff because they were so violent. God, that sounds bad about me. But anyways, but that's what I like.
He's like, I love it.
They completely addressed that in this one. They're like, you don't think he's violent enough? Fine,
This was just a
kill
hit.
everyone.
It was a preview for the next Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you think
it's
about it,
confirmed
they
that
didn't
it's
need
R.
that scene at all. Like that scene, the whole thing with Stryker and everyone could have completely not been there, and the
That's
movie
true.
would have kept going.
No, but,
But
you
that
know
was
what,
for Wolverine.
what they needed is that connection between Jean Grey and Wolverine. They needed that initial thing for her to give him back some of those memories.
That's true.
So that he could move on to actually becoming himself.
Yeah, I guess so.
And it worked as a send off because he's never going to be in an X-Men movie again.
That's true.
As from what they say, his Wolverine movie is going to be separated from this completely.
Good.
It's going to be its own little corner, which might star Patrick Stewart, but still,
Is it going to be rated R? I heard
Yeah.
it's going to be. Yes.
yeah,
Oh, I'm so happy for this.
they have. Yeah, I think they've pretty much confirmed.
Violent
that.
Wolverine is the best Wolverine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Especially if they decide to bring Liv Schreiber back
Oh,
for
yes.
Sabretooth, that'll be tight.
And I also like he was a lot hairier. Because in a lot of
yeah.
the newer movies, he's very it's like fitness magazine, where he's totally ripped, completely hairless. He's got a little bit of sideburns, but not really. This time he had the full mutton chops.
Full mutton chops, the long hair.
Yeah.
He looked kind of weird with long hair, but
Because
it
he's
worked.
been stuck in that lab and he hasn't had time for manscaping.
But it looked cool.
No, that's how he looked in the comic too. It was huge hair. and
Yeah, that's
everything.
what I liked. Is I missed because
I lost my shit when I saw the gear on him.
Yeah, the
And,
gear was
like,
cool. It looked
It was
kind of
so
funny
good.
though, but I liked it.
It was so
Well, that's
good.
exactly what the gears look
Yeah.
like in all of like everything I've ever seen.
If anything, the helmet was a little smaller, just so you could see his face. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was still awesome to see that.
because he didn't have. Doesn't he have something covering his eyes?
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't have anything this time,
Yeah.
except maybe like a
Don't
little
cover
one.
Hugh
I
Jackman's
think.
eyes.
Yeah,
I want to say that was the second favorite part of the movie for me, just for the nostalgia factor.
I liked
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
great. Just
And the
running
line
around
that he
killing
had, like,
people.
I hope we don't see that guy again. I got a little sad in that part.
I was kind of like, man, fuck you, Bryan
It's,
Singer.
it's like
Why'd you have to say that?
It has a
It
double
was
meaning.
perfectly fine until that moment.
It has a double meaning because, like in the other ones, they didn't eventually get to know him. But like you said, it's a send off. It's just like, hope we never see him again. Good.
I chuckled at when he runs away.
It was kind of weird.
I was really
A couple
into the
people
scene
chuckled.
until he started like, he's like, and he just runs away and it just stays on him. I'm like,
Because I guess you would have like seen it as like in the animated series or something where he's like bounding like an animal. But in this one, he's just like a naked guy running through the snow.
like run, you Jackman, run!
And then he does that weird turn
Yeah, the
around
weird
tree.
turn,
The
the
weird turn made me laugh because it was like,
I gotta see this again.
oh, I love that part.
It took me out of it, but that was really good.
Can I bring up a part that made me laugh? And I heard another podcast reference it also, so I was like, okay, I'm not crazy.
Uh-huh.
There was because they make a big deal about Quicksilver actually being Magneto's son.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I remembered that from like the animated series, and I was like, I hope they bring that back, and they did, which made me really happy. And then it was Mystique talking to Quicksilver about like, don't you think you should tell him or something like that? But in the back of my head, I was like, isn't Nightcrawler your son? Because he was in one of the animated series
Yeah.
No, in the comics.
in the
Yeah.
comics too. Okay, because I was like, you bitch. How dare you tell him how to live his life?
And Nightcrawler's like, should I tell her?
Well, they've never addressed that in the movie, so that might be
No.
something they're
I
adapting.
did hear that she looked too long at what's his name?
Azazel.
When
Asriel?
He doesn't know him.
Oh yeah, in
Azazel.
I know of him, but no, I don't.
He's in first class.
Okay.
He's a Bamfer as well, like Nightcrawler.
Bamfer, like a badass motherfucker.
In the comics, his power is always described as Bamf. That's the sound effect it makes.
Oh, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Teleport.
To me,
He's,
it sounds-
he's a teleporter, just like
Okay, a Bamfer. Okay, I was like a badass motherfucker.
I was literally thrown off by that too. I was like,
I didn't even think about the badass
I've
thing.
never heard that.
I love it.
He was red though.
It makes me think poof. Like he's a poofer.
Poofer.
Like poof.
Okay. I was more nerdy about it.
Way more.
I love the Nightcrawler hand thing where he's counting on his hand.
Oh,
He's
he's
like,
like-
1, 2, oh shit.
Is that an Indian accent?
Yeah,
I
you
don't
totally
know.
was. You totally gave him an
Oh,
Indian
shit.
accent.
It's 1,
Oh,
2, erde, gode. What other parts were good?
Quicksilver fighting Apocalypse was
Yes.
awesome.
Oh my god, that came
yeah.
out of nowhere.
Oh, but so
That's how it
good.
should be.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, everything just got really still, and he's just like, "Huh,
And then
this is the guy," and then just punch.
It was so hopeful, and then all of a sudden it was just like,
got it.
I
Broke
know.
his leg.
Oh, he broke.
Yep.
That
Is
was
he
a
gonna be
good. That was a good.
I
break
like
of the
that
leg.
though. As Apocalypse is slowly flying around, his eyes are tracking him.
Yeah.
Like he's like, and then predicts where he's gonna be. Just bam.
Like, he has the mental capacity to fight him, but physically he just can't keep up. So he's like, I gotta make all of the ground sticky.
it's like, and the floor is lava.
The floor is lava. Yes.
What?
Oh, that's so funny. I was like, that's funny. Thank you, Todd.
I liked Apocalypse though.
Yeah, Apocalypse was good.
He was good.
okay.
He was very archaic. He was like, I'm old, and everything will bow to me.
Yeah.
I will talk
Yeah.
very slowly.
And then dynamics.
Yes,
Yes.
it was amazing.
That's perfect. Oh man.
You know what? I still could say I still never became a fan of how he looked, but I still liked him.
Really?
I liked the character.
You don't like the Ivan Ooze look?
He doesn't even look like Ivan Ooze anymore. I
when-
just didn't like
when
him as
Gene
much.
was tearing him apart and his armor was falling off. I
Yeah.
think there should have been a moment where we got him without most of that armor.
Yeah.
Because he looked like the comic book Apocalypse in that moment.
Yeah. I like that part.
Just for like the last 10 minutes he was on screen, maybe something like that. But despite that, I liked him.
Yeah, overall.
And
he was
Oscar
okay.
Isaac killed it.
He's good.
I like the part where it was him and Professor Xavier fighting together,
Yeah.
and like because it was
Fighting together.
Yeah, and because it was a fist fight mentally, but they were like, how can we make a mind fight look really cool? Let's put them in their brain areas, their happy place. I don't know what
Put them in a house. Put them in a house.
Put them in a house, which is their head, and then like they'll fight each other in a fist fight, and that'll be like the mental fight. And I was like, oh, that's really cool.
That reminded me of the Matrix training sim.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. It's just like that. But then, like, you realize where he's like, you think your brain is strong, and then all of a sudden he gets really big.
That never got old for me.
Yeah,
Even
I
in the
like
trailers,
that.
I saw out crushing him and shit.
Yeah.
And he's just throwing him.
Yeah.
But
I
like-
like because Professor X starts with like, you're in my house now, and it becomes a physical form
Yeah.
of the house. And you're like, oh, he's controlling stuff. And Apocalypse is like, I can control myself in your mind type thing too.
Yeah.
And your whole simulation, I can do what I want.
Yeah, which is it makes it for me. It was like it was
He
cool
was
to see it
Neo.
in the trailers.
Yeah, he was.
As like a physical him getting bigger. I was like, oh, cool, that's cool. He gets big. But then like for it to be a mental thing where he gets bigger, I was like, oh, that's deep. I liked it.
That was
Well,
like
that too. And not while he's doing that, he's physically fighting and protecting
Yeah.
himself at the same time.
Yeah.
That was cool.
it was like if Morpheus found Neo in Matrix Reloaded, but didn't know that he knew all that shit already, and he was just like, "We're gonna fight now." And Neo was like,
I'm a giant.
Yeah. That's a perfect like example for it.
Yeah.
"Yeah, it was good. I liked it a lot."
Mind fights.
Um,
It's like a
so,
mind fuck, but it's a
yeah,
fight.
so for me, this new trilogy of X-Men movies, it's always been Xavier, Magneto, and I guess Mystique. Although she was not in this movie as much.
I am kind of glad. I thought she was
No,
going to be in it way too much.
She really phoned it in, like in my opinion.
I didn't
I thought-
care for it.
I thought there was a lot of her in this movie, like compared to like other things. I mean, I haven't
Like,
seen the other
you
two,
haven't seen the other two.
but the
Yeah, right.
no, but I mean like
Damn it.
other X-Men media.
Yeah,
She doesn't have a very big
You
presence.
would understand why if you saw First Class.
Okay, yeah, because
In the movie,
that's
she
one
has
thing
a
that
lot
caught
of
me off guard
presence.
She has more presence in the first Class and Future Past as well
yeah,
than in this one. And I think Bryan Singer saw that and he's like, "You're phoning this shit in." So
Yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna
like,
cut
"Cut
you
it
out
out."
a bit.
Quit it. Just quit it.
I wouldn't be surprised if she's written out of the next one.
It was
'Cause
her
she's
last
not-
one anyway.
Yeah, that's her last
contract.
contractual one. So,
Yeah. It's just because the promo made it seem like, oh man, it's going to be all about Mystique. again.
yes, I was afraid.
And I
of
was
that.
not looking forward to that. And then she wasn't in it that much, so it was okay.
Anyway, yeah. So Xavier and Magneto have always been the MVPs
yeah.
of this trilogy, and I liked that they followed through with that because they're the best actors in the movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And Beast is a good side character.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah, I like this Beast.
I didn't quite like this Beast.
How dare you.
I like
Compared
that he was
to-
completely useless.
I like
I
him.
like that he tried.
He tried.
It's I
But he
guess
didn't
it's
do shit.
for me it's a
never
physical
beat
appearance
Psylocke.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, for me it's a physical appearance thing because like the from the comics and stuff, he's not just like super smart. He's big
He's a
as
big
shit.
motherfucker.
But also, and then and I know sometimes that doesn't really translate when you do a live action, but when they got Kelsey Grammer to do it, I was like, but Kelsey Grammer is still he's not beefy, but he's
He's a
still
big guy.
a stocky guy. Yeah, it reminded me of that clip where Neil deGrasse Tyson is talking about him being in wrestling when he's younger, and he takes off his jacket, and you realize, holy shit, Neil deGrasse Tyson is big as fuck. It's one of those the big college nerd guy. I go to IT. By the way, I'm on the wrestling team.
Well, this is Young Beast.
It is.
Yeah,
Kelsey Grammer was Old Beast.
that's true. But it still made me when he went into the beast mode, his head was bigger than the rest of his body. And I guess to me that looked a little weird.
It's because what it was is his fur sticks out, but when he's wearing his suit, it compresses all the fur down, so it makes him look tiny.
Yeah.
But his fur is still puffed out, like
But,
if
but
his
because
face half of a chow.
and because his body is I guess smaller, there's not the him in the suit isn't that big either.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just a
just
slender body. But
the-
then it's the fro effect.
Yeah, it's the illusion of the
When you
fur.
start looking like a Q-tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel this many times when my throat goes out.
But if you watch a lot of the cartoons, a lot of times he doesn't even have a costume. He just wears like
Like an underwear.
He just wears
underwear
underwear.
with
He just
a
wears a
belt.
banana
Spandex.
hammock.
Yeah. He's got to hide his beast.
So yeah, that's why you see him like
Has to
all
hide the other beast.
Beasticles.
looking like Sully from Monsters Inc. as opposed to
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't. They're like, we can't make a suit for this guy. He's fucking huge.
yeah.
Just like the Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. I
I
guess
didn't
that's.
even bother to give him underpants in the second one.
I guess that's why it looked weird to me was him being in a suit. I guess because then you, like you said, you do have to factor in like the fair hair going. Poof,
Yeah.
and it's just like him like dressed up like everybody else, but he's just got a big fro now. So I don't know. I guess it was weird to look at.
You know what I wanted to see more of? The intro to Apocalypse. I really
That was
enjoyed like
intense.
the beginning.
Yeah.
The whole like mummy style.
Yeah,
Introduction.
it
That
was
was
so
good.
cool. And
Yeah.
he has his other horsemen and how they all kind of looked a little weird and they had powers. I really wanted to see like more of that.
Yeah.
That was more
Cool introduction.
intro.
Like him coming to power, like not just maybe when he's in Egypt, but also like the other. Maybe if they did a montage kind of thing, like him in the other civilizations also.
Yeah, because an X-Men origin Wolverine montage
Exactly.
throughout time
yes.
as an opening credit for him would have been so cool. You could have done that and then still kept it to the current scene so that you see how he gets trapped.
Exactly.
Man, that would have been cool.
Like him being
Because all the promotional material was like timelines of like when he was in power and like all the destruction that happened and stuff.
I want to say that probably didn't happen due to sheer budget. Like,
Probably.
to put together an entire Egyptian style scene like that must cost
and if they
a
do like the
ton.
whole
And that-
through time, all the other sets they would have to do
Yeah,
just for
yeah.
like 2 seconds worth of
Even the
stuff.
Wolverine ones were just like semi shots of
Yeah.
Yeah.
just clothing design,
Mm-hmm.
and that's about it.
I guess
Yeah, to put together like pyramids and then like fucking Viking ships and
Because I
Yeah.
didn't
Well, and the
understand where the technology came from that he used to like mind transfer himself and like why he was wearing that like armor suit.
I think it was just an ancient ritual, and that was the clothing that he wore.
But the clothing just seems off because when they show him in this, well, I'll ruin it for you. In Days of Future Past, he looks younger. He's just like a kid and he's wearing like robes
Yeah,
and he's building the pyramids. Or I don't know if he's building that
okay.
pyramid that he's in in this movie.
that could be an interesting thought.
So, because at that point he already has followers in the Days of Future Past part.
Well, because he's a god,
Yeah.
essentially.
That could've just- that
he's
could
building a fucking pyramid with his mind.
That could just be his original form, and then he eventually creates
That's what I'm
the
thinking.
technology needed to prolong
And so that's
his life.
kind of what I wanted to see. Like that part really really interested me. I was like, why is it? What's the costume for? Because the costume gets transferred with him. Is it helping him live? Is it getting him stronger?
Well, if you think about it, because like
It's plugged into his head.
he
Like,
couldn't have lived that long beforehand because the last one that he transfers into is somebody who regenerates.
Yeah,
So that's where he gets like his immortality from. So up till then, he might not
because
have
he's
been
old.
immortal.
You see his old face.
Yeah, it must have been like him.
I was like, that's not Oscar Isaac.
yeah, he
Yeah,
didn't
right?
go through like all the other civilizations. Maybe his legend was just passed through other civilizations, but it was like a one lifetime thing. But then it wouldn't really make sense with the history of Apocalypse.
No, yeah, because it's always like he's there and then he like hibernates and he gets back up and he rolls for a little bit.
Wait,
And he
was there
hibernates.
a semblance of him being alive through many, many times?
Yeah, there was
Many-
before this last one. There was no hibernation period. The reason he was hibernating is because he got trapped.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
it was just him living life to life to life. He would just cycle to the next
Yeah,
body
okay.
Yeah.
repeatedly. So he had actually been alive over thousands of years and gotten all these people's different powers.
I like how they explain that too. Instead of because usually in the comics he just has this crap load of powers.
Yeah.
And this they explained he's transferring to people who already have those powers, and that's how he gains more and more and more stuff over time.
And I guess maybe his youth, like maybe he wouldn't die because he's technically switching bodies, so he just becomes whatever age that person is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
That's-
I didn't at first.
oh.
Yeah, it's like a spirit
that's how
ritual
he's been
sort of thing, I
around.
think. That's what it is.
Like a what?
Like an ancient spirit ritual sort of thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of the intros, I liked the passage of time with the credits when the
The
X-Men credits started.
kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was really cool. And it's just like the Nazi flag, and then it
Oh,
comes
yeah?
down.
Yeah,
I was like,
doesn't
oh.
it burn up or something like that?
Yeah. But I
and
wanted
then
more.
with-
I wanted more of his like weird horseman people.
I
thought
want
they
to
were
say
cool.
Tom's right. Like a good portion of the budget went to that because I remember like leaving the theater going like that CGI was really good, and then as the movie progressed, the CGI like the very end when it was that container scene where it was just like a box on a box.
That's the only one that bothered me and stuck out. So
But I think it was like a progression of like the budget like going down because like they might have spent so much money on that scene because it looked really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
anytime you do
also
an
a
ancient
brutal part.
civilization thing like that with like moving things and shit, yeah, it's gonna be super expensive.
Yeah.
I like that one horseman that crushed that other dude into like he folded them all
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
up. Man, I want to know how they had to have been mutants too, right? And he
Yeah, of course.
enhanced them the same way.
Yeah,
It must have been
definitely.
like one of them was a telekinesis guy, one of them was a super strength guy. Was there another telekinesis lady? Or no, that was the same one that went down with him into the pit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he had 3, and then the 4th one was the person that he was transmitting with. Because there wasn't 4, right? There was 3.
No, there
with
was.
him?
There were 4.
Was there 4? I remember one that looked kind of like him.
I
But
thought there's
strong.
3,
There was the girl.
and there's the one he was transferring to.
No, there
I
was
thought that
4
was
of
one of
them
his
like
followers.
helping him also, and then there was a 5th one that he was transferring the body into.
Oh, okay.
I like that those big things, masks they were wearing as they were coming through the city, and then you know what I'm talking about? They look like sarcophagus style masks.
Yeah.
Man, that looks so cool.
It's interesting because like I just went to the museum the other day and we were going through like the Amazonian tribes and stuff and like the stuff that they would wear, and there's a lot of like you were saying like where the armor might come from, but Stryker was like, well, may it have been just a ritual thing. There's a lot of stuff that like they have their own interpretation for it, but it doesn't really do anything. Like there was one like vest with like the head of a toucan on it and the beak is coming out of there. It's not like you can go into battle with that and then fight with the toucan beak.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is like a really cool thing to wear for a ritual. But it's just it looks very ornate and like it might have like a more spiritual thing. Plus, I guess back then where he is considered a god, it doesn't necessarily have to be like today where we think of like military outfits and the suit has to be has a function. Like Batman's suit, everything has to be functional. This is more like, no, I'm a fucking god. I'm gonna dress however the fuck I want.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look good.
and that could just be his his godly attire.
Well, I
Yeah.
can imagine it also served a purpose as if you're wearing a huge like iron mask or gold, whatever it's made out of. Someone shoots an arrow at you and it hits you in the face, it's just gonna ping off and fly away.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it served as some sort of protection as well for your head. Not that it would be useful if you're in a sword fight because it's going to be a hindrance, obviously. But if you're at that level, you're not going to be anywhere near hand-to-hand combat.
I like to imagine somebody trying to like assassinate him with a bow and arrow, but as soon as the arrow gets close, it just turns into sand and just go.
That's probably exactly what happened. He would just turn, and that guy would turn into sand and his like arrow midair.
Yeah. Oh, I want to see
Yeah,
that. That's
power,
cool.
His power depiction was cool in this movie.
Yeah, it was. At first, I was like, "Oh, everyone's dead. There's no way."
I was wondering why he
You know-
didn't kill everyone.
You know,
immediately.
I mean,
because he needed like he needed Xavier. He couldn't just turn him to dust.
Yeah,
could have saved him.
his idea was to find a new power to consume that would further his reign. So he needed to see what they were capable of. So if he
Plus-
killed them immediately and they weren't allowed to do anything, he wouldn't know what they could do.
But
so
I think he was going to kill everyone before until Xavier found him while he was looking for Magneto. Then I feel like he changed his plan to like, I need him.
Yeah.
Did anybody else get like a very tingly feeling whenever? Well, maybe not a tingly feeling, but like whenever he was like he realized Magneto was talking to Xavier, he's like, "This power."
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's creepy."
Yep.
Oh, that's so
yeah,
good.
because that was bridging, you know,
Yeah. And
both
he was
sides.
like,
of the
"Thank
movie.
you for letting me in."
Yeah, I
Oh.
really like that.
That was so good.
I hated the Havoc, Alex, wreak Havoc.
Wreak havoc.
Wreak Havoc. And then he was like, then he does his thing.
Was
but
that the line?
That was the line.
Fuck. That's so bad.
And because he's called Havoc, and I was
I
like,
love
"Aw."
that scene just until you said
No,
that.
that's comics, guys.
I know, but it was just,
Wreak
you know,
havoc.
I really liked, it was fine until he said that. I was like,
Damn it. Oh.
It was
I-
too
Bothered me.
cheesy.
That didn't bother me at all.
Yeah, I like cheesy stuff in comic book movies.
I could deal with a little bit, but that one I was just like, maybe it's because I don't like Havoc's face.
Havoc's power is also like
Man,
kind of
Havoc
funny.
went out in a horrible way.
Oh, right?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, and how sad was that? I was like, pretty sure I got everyone.
And then
Like-
he was in front of the explosion.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, no, man, he's dead.
Oh, he was already in it when I got there.
Quicksilver's like, I got everyone.
Is it just me, or
Except
did
your brother.
Cyclops get like the shit end of the stick with that family gene pool, where like Havoc has full like he can control it coming in and out of his chest,
Yeah.
but like Scott is like, oh, I can't open my eyes.
I love his like introduction. Like it's just starting to bother him, and all of a sudden,
He's just like, oh,
and
my
then
eyes.
yeah, he's just like, oh my god, they hurt, and he gets to the bathroom, and you can see the red in there already. Really cool, and then it just unleashes.
I kind of wanted him to kill that guy though.
Yeah,
I
wish he would have died. I was like, what an asshole.
Because like to me it made a little less sense for like the door to swing open and hit him. I was like, well, I guess the door saved him, but then like when he opens it later, it saws through a tree. Or I guess the power was escalating. Like it kept escalating. Like when it first happened, maybe it wasn't as strong.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
But I expected him to just like tear through that door and like slice that kid in half.
I was like, I didn't know Flash Thompson was in this movie.
Staring at my girl?
No, are you winking at my girl?
You're winking at my girl? He's like, right in his face.
He's like, no, you motherfucker. Does it look like I'm winking at anybody?
Are you blinking awkwardly at my girl? Are you seizuring at my girl?
And I've been like, your girl's looking at me.
Right? She's looking at me. Now you're looking at me.
Good.
Okay, so the Cyclops, Jean, Nightcrawler,
Professor X, same.
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Man, that
Magneto's
family.
Oh my god.
You know,
Oh,
that
that
was
got me.
actually a very, very close adaptation of what happened in the comics.
Oh, yeah?
For this- yeah, at one point he had a family. And
Yeah.
Oh man.
That
Wife
part
and
with the
daughter.
chain.
I saw it coming.
So good.
Because when all the guys showed up and they're like, "Where are your badges?" and there's like no metal. And then as soon as I saw like the arrow let go, I was like, no. And then I instantly remembered the chain. He's gonna kill them with the chain.
Yeah.
Because I was like, how is he gonna kill them? They're not wearing any metal. The little girl, they've already showed that she has metal on her. And then sure enough, he grabs it. I'm like, no, don't do it.
there
And then
were, yeah.
Yondu style just
Yes, Yondu style. Oh.
And I was just like, oh my god, that was amazing.
Yeah, it
and
was
then
way more emotional in this movie.
It really,
Yeah.
it was crazy good. And like how the leader of the cops was kind of looks around, and by the time he looks again, his neck is slit, and he
Yeah.
just falls down with everyone.
And then when he goes back into the factory and he walks in and he just
Oh
like
my
slams
God.
the door shut and he's like, some of you may have seen something yesterday.
Yep. Oh, and they're like Heinrich. I think his name was Heinrich.
Heinrich.
Henrik.
Henrik.
Heinrich.
Henrik. Yeah,
Yeah.
Henrik.
Hendrik.
Yeah, it's Henrik.
They're like, hey.
I wanted to. I was kind of disappointed.
It was Bob. It was Bob.
It was Bob. Look, man, come on.
I was kind of disappointed.
Bob should die. That was messed up. He saved that
Yeah.
other dude's life, man.
That was fucked up. I thought they would have like saved it. 'Cause, like they would have like looked at him and then nodded at him like thanks, bro, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
But they're
right.
like,
Everyone just kind of like, no.
But I mean, he did have the reputation he had as
I
Magneto,
guess, yeah.
As a
a terrorist.
The part that disappointed me about that scene, and it's not anything about the movie. I think it's more a criticism of my liking of violence. Was that when Apocalypse came in there and turned everybody to mush?
Who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you?
Part of me really wanted to watch Magneto kill those people.
Me too.
I really wanted to see that
I'm
because the
totally
whole
with
thing was
you.
metal.
Yeah.
It would have been so creative.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, I'm
Budget.
totally there. I
Budget.
wanted
What?
that.
Budget.
budget. Oh, but it
They're
would've
like,
been
we
so
could
good.
slam all this metal around, or
But I mean,
we could just melt
it
everyone at
also
once and keep
propels
going.
Apocalypse a bit.
But the,
Yeah.
Oh, I just had an idea.
I didn't need it though. I wanted him to do it.
Can Magneto like affect the liquid metal?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got metal properties.
That would have been so cool just seeing like the like.
Oh my
like,
god! What if he just covered them all? And they
Yes.
just
There's like
froze there?
made like lava just go.
Oh my god! He just spit all over your mouth. I just saw gobs of spit just rain down on
Kramer's
your
getting
beard.
passionate. That's what happens when he gets passionate about something.
I feel like they were setting up for that by showing, oh, look where he's working.
Yeah.
And when he came back, I was like,
And the whole building kind of like started
it started
shaking.
shaking.
A
I
little.
was like, oh man, he's gonna pour lava on everybody. Like,
And then
yeah, and then
Apocalypse
just
appears.
it was very just kind of like, oh,
Here's-
Just
in his
fucking
all his
Stargate
glory.
style. Just
yeah, just
And everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
and it was his line again. Who the fuck?
Who the
fuck are
fuck
you?
I do like the when he's like, "Don't try to stop me from killing," and he was like, "I'm not. No, that's fine."
And then
Then shroom. But then I was like, "Oh no, let him kill him and then take him. let Magneto kill the people, and then you can be like, come with me."
I did like the scene when he took him to Auschwitz, and he was like letting him know, you realize the whole Earth has metal in it, right?
Yeah,
And then
he's
like
feel deep inside.
oh, it was so good. Oh, that was awesome.
Wait, oh, did that sound weirder?
Yeah, a little.
Just a little. Just feel deep inside my son.
Reach into my colon.
There you'll find the secrets.
Ultimate
Ultimate power. I'm
Unlimited.
sorry, I stoked the line from you this time. Unlimited. Fuck.
You're doing the
every
meat. You're doing the
time.
meat. I always mess up that line. Magneto was like the only person Apocalypse probably needed.
Yeah.
Everyone
He
else
knew
was
that.
just kind of like to watch guard.
I think he was a bit too hasty. I know it's not.
Well, I
like-
mean, Magneto wasn't really in the fight though. He was tearing the Earth apart,
That's why he needed Magneto was like the one person he needed to do
Yeah.
everything.
and then
And the rest of
other
the
three
horsemen were just kind of
okay,
like
yeah.
watching, making sure no one messed with him.
That's why I feel like like Apocalypse was, and again, this isn't a criticism of the movie. This is like telling Apocalypse, like, dude, come on. Like his recruiting seemed a bit of like first 4 people I see. Give me my
Basically.
horseman. Because he got like, and he only found Magneto because
Psylocke.
because of Psylocke. When he could have been just taking Psylocke and like, look, just show me 3 other people.
Well, you gotta also think where he came from. There was nothing like television where you could broadcast. There's a mutant in Australia. There's a mutant in Africa. Where
Yeah.
he's from, there's like this is all the people that exist in the world.
Yeah.
You can do fun things.
And there probably weren't even that many mutants around his time.
That's true.
Yeah.
So he probably thinks like, oh, these are the 4 I have available.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh my god, they're everywhere.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You can
Yep.
tell that. Like every time he comes across one, he's like, that's
Maybe-
interesting.
Maybe that's why he didn't immediately kill all the other X-Men because he needed a new 4th horseman after he found out Angel was dead.
That's what I was
Could be,
trying.
yeah.
That's what I was saying. Is he needed
Yeah.
to figure out what they could do. If he just killed them immediately, he would never know what's available
Yeah.
around. Because as far as he knows, Professor X is the most powerful mutant, but he had no idea what the fuck Jean Grey could do. Obviously,
That's true.
Yeah.
So
And if that
he's-
was the case, he would have picked her like first if he knew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so he's like, okay, well, I've narrowed it down. I've seen all these guys, what they can do. This guy obviously has the best power possible. I'm going to target it on him, and I'm not going to worry about the rest of them. And that was his mistake, because obviously Jean Grey was the most
Fuck
powerful.
this shit up.
I like how
Yeah.
they could have passed on Angel, and Psylocke was like, "Let's just go," and he was like, "No, no, no."
You should have listened to Psylocke.
Right? They should have just left.
He needs to see his ass whooped.
I liked that there were a couple of homages in the death of his family scene, Magneto's,
Mm-hmm.
because it was very subtle, but it was obvious his daughter's power
Oh yeah.
was controlling or influencing animals.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
that. I thought that was weird when she was like,
It was freaking
out
me
there.
out.
No, as
I
soon as there was a bunch of deer, I was
Yeah.
like, oh no, she's a mutant.
when she
Yeah.
was playing with them, I'm like, that's weird. And then, sure enough, when she started getting angry and
The birds and stuff.
I was like, oh man.
so
that's
that was an homage to when he was in Auschwitz being taken from his parents,
cool.
holding his
Yep.
hand out, screaming, and his powers came about.
They're like, calm down, and she won't do it.
And then the locket was an homage to the coin he used to kill.
Kevin Bacon,
Yeah,
Sebastian Shaw.
yeah. Spoiler alert. Brandon.
That's fine.
Don't worry about it.
I'm past it at this point. It's gonna happen.
It's the real Kevin Bacon, by the way. He just walks onto the X-Men set and he died.
I was gonna say I wasn't aware Kevin Bacon was actually a Nazi.
Kevin Bacon was great.
Yeah, he was.
Was he a Nazi?
He's always great.
God, no,
No,
he worked with them.
no, he was
He
it
wasn't
was
a
the
Nazi,
'60s, so it was.
but he was in Auschwitz.
X-Men universe is the same as
Oh my God,
Marvel
you're right.
Universe.
He was in the flashback. So
Yeah,
X-Men universe is the same as Marvel universe, right? So does that mean that there was Hydra around that
cinematically.
time?
no. X-Men
Not cinematically, but
Oh, yeah.
like I mean, like
yeah.
in the comic book
comics.
universes.
Yeah.
So Hydra was around the time of X-Men, also. Then
yeah.
yeah.
I want to see that crossover. I think that'd be cool.
The movie was.
Hydra and X-Men.
Oh, what was that? Somebody was talking about Magneto Nazi killer.
Yeah, we mentioned that too.
Oh yeah, that might have been where I heard it from.
Maybe me.
What?
We talked about a long time ago that we wanted to see Magneto as a Nazi hunter, like a solo movie, as he just hunts down Nazis.
But I think there's a
Because
series
his
coming out for
beginning
that.
part of X-Men First Class, where he's hunting those guys down.
So good.
Yes.
But I think there is a comic book series that's coming out like that.
It's called Magneto Nazi Hunter. Number 1.
Patent pending.
Interesting.
I wanted
That's
to see this.
I never thought that I would ever like any other actors playing X and Magneto. You know, like Patrick
yeah.
Stewart and Ian McKellen. They were great back in the day.
Yeah.
I
I
still
like New Magneto better.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was
Way
like,
better.
No, they both surpassed the predecessors, I think.
Yeah.
I really like Stewart as
He was
Professor X,
pitch
though.
perfect, but
I like Stewart because he's Patrick Stewart.
I think that might be.
It doesn't matter what he does,
Yeah.
whether he does it good or bad. You're just like, all right.
I was really
Patrick
happy to hear that he's going to be. It's most likely that
Wolverine?
he's going to be in Wolverine. Yeah.
It's really hard to try to pass up Patrick Stewart and Sir Ian McKellen, or Sir Patrick Stewart and Sir Ian McKellen.
Yes.
They're just, as actors, are just so perfect at what they do that for the new Magneto to be.
How's
I
New
want to
Mag-
say he was on par with Sir Ian McKellen,
You need
but
to
I
watch
don't
the
think
first two.
McAvoy. Huh?
You need to watch the first two movies.
Maybe yeah.
I'd say he was better.
Really?
I'd say it was better.
I mean, I think I take a liking to them more, so that's what I should say.
But that also might be because the movie itself is better.
Maybe. Yeah.
They really give him like depth and stuff.
Did you guys hear about how Sir Ian McKellen had a little hard time with The Hobbit
Yeah.
because he was it was all green screen and he came from like a Shakespearean background where like he has stuff to work with and he's like, I'm talking to a green dog, guys. What am I doing here?
Yeah, he was in a scene where he's just talking by himself. To
Yeah.
no one, and he was sad.
Yeah, he was like, I can't do this. This is sad, guys.
Aw.
This is pathetic. What have I come to?
Hey, does Magneto stay as strong now that Apocalypse is dead? Like after he gave him that power?
I think so because Storm wasn't that powerful.
I don't think he
before.
actually did anything to give Magneto power.
He just encouraged
He
him.
encouraged him. He told him to do it himself.
He might have been like, "You're perfect the way you are."
I would say, do you think like Psylocke and
Even Psylocke, we didn't really see any changes to her.
she changed?
He just
her
gave
blade.
her an outfit.
He changed her blade.
He's like, yeah,
in the
that
beginning.
works. He changed her blade.
Yeah, it was like real little and just kind of sharp, and he made it bigger. Like that
Maybe-
was like a physical enhancement.
Maybe it's a thing that even if you become a mutant or like even if you are a mutant, you
think-
still have the genes, but like so the way the genes work, like say you have
Put them on one leg at a time. Then you buckle and stick.
I thought it was funny.
like even if you have like say if a person has a white parent and a black parent, the kid can range anywhere between them. So is it possible that like if someone has a parent that's a mutant and one parent that's not a mutant, they could be either half as powerful or full power?
That's not how it works.
That's
Not
not
in
how
the
it works.
mutants, no.
No, if you have the X,
Because I was
the
gonna say
mutant
like
gene,
if there
you
may
have
be
it.
like a sub mutant, like he can bring any latent powers they have out of him. He doesn't necessarily make them stronger. He just brings out latent.
yeah,
powers.
he could accelerate the process of their power
Of their
growth.
growth.
or
Yeah,
something
and that's why
that.
like with Magneto, he was like, no, you're already at your peak.
I think he
can't.
just raised their power level a little bit.
Yeah,
Essentially,
okay.
Going Dragon Ball Z terms.
Okay, in
I
that
think
case,
that's
he
all it
should have done
was.
something to Magneto then.
Well, he
He
probably
probably
did.
didn't need to. Maybe. I don't know.
'Cause
No,
that's why the way I saw it was like he looked at Magneto. He's like, no, you're perfect. I can't do any more with you.
Well, I mean, what more could you really do with that? He can control metal. Like,
Yeah, he just needs to
you
control
can't
it
control
better.
metal. Yeah,
Maybe
you
like
can't
the
control metal
range.
better.
Just try. All you have
The
to do is
strength
try
of it,
harder.
I see what you're saying, right? Like the strength and range of how much he can control at
Yeah,
one point.
like maybe that's all he could increase.
Maybe.
Because I mean, I've never seen any limitation to his power in the X-Men movies. So it's
Yeah,
not like
that's what I'm saying is that like his power was something to where like there wasn't a way to make it stronger.
maybe it was made stronger because
When he held his hand and put it on the floor.
Maybe there was like a mental block that like kind of blocked like what's it like an inhibitor that kind of blocks
Yeah.
you from going 100% all out, and all he's doing to these people is just taking that like off. So
Maybe.
everyone reaches their full potential on their own.
kind
by
of
touching,
like what
by
Jean
touching
Grey
them
does.
on their chins.
On their chins, on their little chins.
Oh, I mean, because Jean and Professor X can do it too.
yeah.
So it's just kind of like maybe it's just a mind altering
Yeah, that
thing
might be a
that
thing.
like how we only use half our brain. Maybe that's kind of what it is. Is he just unlocks a different section of their senses
Wow.
to where it heightens that power.
Yeah,
What are you
So-
laughing at?
nothing.
How cool was it to see them in their uniforms at the end?
Very cool.
Yeah,
Cyclops' eyes guard
and
thingy.
the yellow
Oh
Yeah.
man, it
band,
was
the
so
'90s
cool.
band, and
And
Storm was in
Nightcrawlers.
silver, gray
Oh.
and silver.
Nightcrawler's little red suit.
Yeah.
Man, that was good. I wanted that the whole thing.
If they don't,
I like Nightcrawler and his
Thriller jacket.
yeah
Yeah.
his Victorian garb.
if
I
they
thought he wore too much clothes. I don't know why. I always felt like he had too much like layers.
Yeah, well, that's if you've ever seen him, he's always been stylish, kind of like that, like vampire garb, sort of.
And he had that emo cut. But
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, I loved all of that. That was all perfect.
If they don't fit Hugh Jackman up with a uniform for his last movie,
Come on, we
I'ma
need
cry.
it.
The yellow uniform.
no,
They
Aw.
showed it in
Brown uniform.
X1 or X2.
no,
No, in the
Wolverine. 2.
Wolverine.
Wolverine 2. Okay, yeah, they showed it.
It was a deleted scene.
He was
for
just
the
like,
ending.
ah.
It
Hugh
was
Jackman.
Yeah, it was cool. It
Oh
was
yeah,
good.
he comes out of the yellow outfit. He's like, I seriously gotta wear this. Was that the
No,
deleted
he
scene?
opens up a jacket or a briefcase or
box.
whatever, a box, and it's sitting in there, and he's like, no.
No, he didn't say no. He kind of smirked like,
Well, yeah.
I don't think so.
Exactly. He was just like, he just gave that expression of like, nah. And then he just didn't wear it.
Well, it was an alternate ending to that movie.
Was it?
So yeah,
Oh, okay. I
So-
do remember seeing it.
if anything, maybe we would have seen it in Days of Future Past. But
I wanna
Yeah,
see
his
the
last
yellow suit
movie-
'cause it's so ridiculous.
I
him
don't
the
like the yellow
costume.
suit that much. I like the orange and brown one. That one actually looks plausible for the movie screen.
What's the difference between them again?
They're the same, but one's brown.
No,
was about to
the
say that.
design the design's a little different though. I mean,
They're mostly the same, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
they're
about to
close
say, I don't
enough.
remember much of a difference.
They're close enough.
but yellow and blue is just
Yellow and blue is the
I
X-Men
like it.
colors.
yeah,
Which is kind of
which is
the-
fine. But he's not going to be in an X-Men movie, so
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I like the setup. Oh, can we talk post-credit scene?
Yes.
That's some obscure ass shit. I was in the
very.
theater and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm the only person who got this.
You know what? In the theater that I went to, everyone left except me and like two other people, and I was like, I wonder if we get it. Like I got it, but
The Essex.
no one
thing?
seemed to care. Yeah, I was
I
like,
didn't get the Essex Corp.
No, yeah,
Mr. Sinister.
Mr. Sinister.
Yes.
Hey, they got Wolverine's blood for
Yep.
X-23.
X-23?
Yeah.
Oh man, I know. See, we got excited.
X-23 is a clone of Wolverine. She's female,
Oh,
and she's currently the Wolverine. in the
I didn't know
comics.
there was a Wolverine clone. I knew there was a Jean clone. I didn't know there was a Wolverine clone.
She got 2 claws instead of 3.
Yep, and something on her foot.
Oh,
I think so.
Is that what that one girl was supposed to be from the?
you're thinking Lady Deathstrike
No,
with
that's
the
not, that's
claws
not,
on
that's
her
not
fingernails?
Yes, and I
No,
guess no.
that's a different person.
Okay.
She's from Weapon X as well, though.
Yeah.
I want to see more Weapon X stuff. Because I feel like
Yeah, this third Wolverine movie is just it's so unpredictable.
I know,
Because it's rumored that they'll adapt Old Man Logan,
but I don't know
which
how they
is
would
his most
do it.
popular story ever right now. But I mean, they could just change the characters around.
They could change a lot of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they can't have Red Skull or Hulk or anything like that.
I still want to see like Weapon X done properly because even though I didn't have too much beef with the first Wolverine one, still don't feel like the Project X was done quite right.
Weapon X.
What did I say?
Project
Project.
X.
I'm
That's
sorry.
a movie.
That was a
sounds like
movie
a-
about,
That was a movie.
about chimpanzees. That was
Weapon
a great
X.
movie.
The,
Wait, I thought Project X was the movie about the parties.
oh no, yeah, that was the party
About the
movie.
party. Remember the big
no,
party?
but there was another one in the 80s that had Matthew Broderick. It was about chimpanzees in a research lab, and he saved one because he loved it. It was his like little friend.
Well, all right.
Sounds like a good movie.
It was a great movie. I loved it as a child. It was amazing.
I've not seen that movie.
The only chimp movie I saw was Outbreak as a kid. You're not supposed to watch that.
I
I never
really
saw
little.
Outbreak. You never saw Dunstan Checks In?
No, it took me a long time before I saw Dunstan Checks In.
Man,
And I saw Mighty Joe Young.
that wasn't chimps though.
I hated Mighty Joe Young.
Yeah, that movie sucked.
This is the part where we start having a conversation at the same time.
Except we stopped. So we hear you.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, it's like so the Weapon X. I never thought like it was very well presented, even though I didn't have too many problems.
It wasn't not an X-Men Origins.
Yeah.
What was the point of Mystique in the last end credit scene
The last end credits
for Days of Future Past?
Oh, you know, there's a notion that
I realized that into this movie it made no sense.
Yeah, that's
That was dumb. I don't like it now.
There's this notion that a decade passed by, and in Days of Future Past, they mentioned the ripple effect of time, how the stream just keeps going,
Yeah.
and it's
But-
just like a decade went by, and
And nothing.
time just kind of tried to put itself back on the course again, and that's why he inevitably ends up.
He just
in the
gets
program
picked
again.
anyway. Because I assume, okay, like, she's Stryker at the end, and then maybe she helps Wolverine get away, but he still gets into the Weapon X program. So it didn't matter if that was the real Stryker or not.
Yeah, I guess we could just imagine that it was just the real one. You know.
It's dumb.
Was there?
So-
There's no need. It would have just been the real one, and it would have worked.
Well,
fine.
maybe there was an idea there and it just didn't pan out. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe it was the fact that Hugh Jackman's ending his Wolverine career.
Maybe they
Maybe.
expected Mystique to be more, but then when they realized that she just wasn't going to fulfill the role, and they had to write it a different direction.
Yeah, I guess so. There could be lots of weird things. It just
Because it is.
I didn't
weird.
understand it at the time. Even when it came out and there was nothing else, I was like,
Yeah, everyone was
when
like,
the
"Ooh,
eyes
I wonder
flashed,
what this means."
I was
you
like,
know?
why is she pretending to be him? It makes sense that would be the real one. And then this movie came out and they never like went to it. So I was like, I don't get it.
I feel like that's what it was. Is they were gonna evolve that story in a different direction, but then they were just like,
Like they put it in just as a maybe. Maybe we can touch on this and go this way, and then times change.
Was there
Yeah.
a lot of Weapon X in Days of Future Past?
no,
No,
No.
there wasn't any.
There
no,
wasn't
but
any?
Stryker appeared.
they realistically couldn't put.
Because I remember when they first showed up in the movie, everyone was like freaking out. I was like, "What's going on? What's going
Yeah,
on? What's going on?"
he saw him in.
Given
Yeah.
the actual violence levels of the movies and what they were allowed, they couldn't put really much of the Weapon X stuff in there because the Weapon X is just all straight, just fucked up,
Yeah,
science shit.
Yeah, a lot like what we saw in Deadpool, even
Yeah.
more so though.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why I
exactly
want
like
it.
that.
I love human experimentation, like storylines where like the
Good save.
Good save. Man, we were all like,
Whoa!
no, because like in my basement back home. No, I like storylines where they make superpowers, but like by experimentation that people aren't necessary. It's not necessarily voluntary. Like a lot of like you see. Maybe it's because this is the Pokemon movie when I was younger, and like the way they made Mewtwo. I like storylines where like they make superpower people, they're in vials and stuff like that, or
Yeah.
like giant like things in their water.
water tanks.
Water
Have you
tanks,
seen?
yeah.
Have you watched more through Jessica Jones yet?
No.
Okay.
So, yes.
I haven't seen any yet either.
I've started. It's so good. Like the parts that I have seen, I've only seen like a couple episodes, but it's so good.
Well,
But on your suggestion, I'm trying to finish the Daredevil season 1 first. Then
Yeah,
go into
definitely do
Jessica
that.
Jones.
I
And
started
then-
watching season 2 again.
Again?
I love that show so much.
it was really good.
Yeah.
I'm almost done. 3 episodes away.
Did you go
season
back
2?
to Jessica Jones?
What'd you think of that?
I'm so close to the end of Daredevil. I'm just gonna
Just don't
finish
do it. Don't do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Don't do it.
I can't not
I think
do
it's
it.
okay.
Because the ending of Jessica Jones is confusing after you watch Daredevil.
No,
It's not
I'm sure I'll
confusing, but
get
then
it.
you watch it and you're just like, it's less awesome because you're just like, okay, well, I can see now where that translated into Daredevil, and now I'm pissed.
No, it's okay. That works.
I mean, it's just a passing mention, isn't it? In Daredevil,
They've
in
already-
reference to JJ. In JJ, there's an important
It's a real important
piece.
thing.
You're
yeah,
important.
but in thank you. But in Daredevil, it's sort of just a passing mention.
I've
So-
already heard her name. I think at least once, just in passing.
But
in
to
Daredevil.
understand a lot of the beginning side spot things of Daredevil in season 2, there's a lot of nods to Jessica Jones. A lot, a whole lot.
Yeah, but I like connecting dots afterwards. I'm sure it won't ruin it.
All right.
I like looking back.
I
and
I
like,
just
What'd
feel
you
like
think
the
of that?
reveal
I'm
would
gonna
be
What'd you think of
more.
that surprise in the middle of season 2?
I have to edit this. It doesn't matter if I close my
No,
ears or not.
we're talking code. The
Talking blinks.
the big surprise.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I liked it.
Yeah.
Wait, am I?
I'm about to stab you
I'm
in the
gonna-
fucking face, Ryan.
Don't look at him.
No,
Don't look at
don't
him.
look at me. Don't look, Kramer. Stop looking at me. Don't look at me in the eye. Stop it. Don't look at Ryan either. Look at Tom. Yeah.
I
Yes,
missed it
that
'cause I was
one.
looking at Juan.
What?
I thought Juan was going to say it.
No.
That one, like, yeah, when it came out, I was like, ah,
I'm so scared. now.
awesome.
There's spoilers all
This
over
reminds
the
me
room.
when
I
we were
can
trying
feel
to.
them.
This reminds me when we were trying to talk about Giant Man in front of him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, but I just didn't care about that one because I knew it was gonna happen eventually.
Yeah.
I was actually disappointed that it didn't happen in the first Ant-Man, but it makes more sense to hold it out for something later.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Anyway,
So-
my reference doesn't make any sense if you didn't watch it necessarily, so I guess it doesn't matter. Anyway, your infatuation with human experimentation.
yes, that's why I like the Weapon X program, or like
And he gets right back into it
Yes.
without missing a beat.
Weapon X.
my job. I like this. 'cause
What
it's,
I'd do if I could.
It's so.
He's like the experimenting, not
If I
being
could,
experimented on.
if I could,
Yeah,
I
right.
would just make super people.
I'd take
all
a
day.
young man and take away his memories.
Turn it to fucking
Super
Ajax, like the
I
so.
would rip him away from everything he knew and
Atomic
loved,
Superman.
and I would make him a genetic slave to do my bidding.
They're
Yep.
good storylines. Like it's a lot of like instead of somebody being like, "Oh, I have superpowers," it's like, "Fuck, who did this to me?" I like that.
There's a great potential for Deadpool to cameo in the next Wolverine.
I hope it
Since
happens.
it'll be like, huh?
Oh,
I hope it happens.
Yeah, since it'll
want
be
it.
like future after
Oh,
the
yeah.
Deadpool movie.
The studio finally gets more money for more cameos.
I think I would prefer that Hugh Jackman be in a Deadpool movie rather than
Yeah.
vice versa. Because if Ryan Reynolds drops in, he's just like, "Hey, stupid joke, bye." I'd
Yeah,
be like, "No,
yeah.
come back." But if Hugh Jackman drops into a Deadpool movie and then disappears, I'd be like, "All right, bye."
you think he might like ruin the tone of like a solo Wolverine movie?
Yeah.
I think so.
Too out of place. But in Deadpool's world, yeah, serious Wolverine could like jump in.
Yeah, because if you think about
Serious
it,
Wolverine and Deadpool is funny, but Deadpool and Serious Wolverine is not
I see what you
Serious,
mean.
yeah.
as
That makes sense.
I see what you mean.
kind
That
of.
makes too much sense.
yeah, Deadpool
Because if
popping
Wolverine,
into Wolverine doesn't
if
make
it's
it
adapting
serious.
Old Man Logan,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be a dark movie.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
I'm liking this direction of like more darker rated R superhero movies.
Yeah,
We just needed Ryan Reynolds to lead the way.
Yeah, because then it's and I know it's not like people are like, oh, well, because I know there's a lot of people complaining like, oh, the kids can't watch it anymore. I'm like, no, you're limiting a lot of storyline by giving it a PG-13.
They'll see it when they grow up.
or they'll see it anyway.
Or yeah, they'll sneak in.
Yeah, superhero movies aren't just art for kids anymore. I mean, really, they're for the people who watched or read the comics or
They're-
like watched the shows growing up,
Yeah.
and now they're adults and they're like, no, I want more.
The thing is what they're doing is they're limiting it. They're limiting the new generation so much to where they put out these movies that are supposedly kid friendly so that they can sell toys and stuff like that. I get that, but then when the kids want to go back and read the actual storylines and stuff like that, it's just so much more brutal and not for them.
Yeah,
And
there's
they're just like it's a shock factor.
There's a difference between Marvel movies and Marvel comics.
It's
And I'm
just-
talking Disney Marvel movies. You know?
not that you get a whole lot of kids that'll even go back and read anything at all these days anyway. But the ones that do, it's just like it's such a
Comics
terrible,
are
like
brutal.
shock factor.
Like they're really kind of R-rated all the time.
Yeah, I love that.
The only thing they don't do is curse constantly. But
And
they're
maybe that's-
bloody and violent.
That's probably why we want all
and
these
those
movies
violent
to be
sound
like
effects.
because we grew up already reading them, like
Bam.
introducing them.
Oh, it's-
Bamfer.
so the graphic verbiage, bamf, bam, pow. Who
Taking it
exposes
back
a
to
child
Batman.
to something like that?
Batman the television series.
So you think the next movie's gonna be in the '90s?
Well, they said it would.
It's gonna be current X-Men team.
More grungy.
Grunt. Oh,
No, that was
No.
a joke. That was a
No.
joke. Don't look at
I
me
don't
like
want
that.
that.
That's what I'm saying. I was like making a sarcastic joke, and you were like, "Yeah." I was like, "What? No."
I was like, yeah, grunge, and then I instantly thought of grunge rock, and I was like, no, God, no, I don't want to hear it.
The whole soundtrack is going to be Pearl Jam and
I
Nirvana.
can't listen to
No.
during the next Quicksilver scene.
Or his next Quicksilver song,
Yeah.
Nickelback or something.
Oh no!
They're dark X man. Now.
They play the Hero Nickelback song during his scene.
That was
made me
actually a
angry.
Saliva
That
song.
sentence made me
Hey.
angry.
That was a Saliva song featuring Chad Kroger of Nickelback.
All right, good on you.
Or
I wasn't sarcastic, guys. I wasn't being
It
sarcastic.
sounded sarcastic as fuck.
I'm sorry.
damn.
Tom, you know I wasn't. I didn't have ill intent.
No, I actually don't care. The fans are fucking terrible now. Saliva doesn't even
They
have
were
their
terrible
own...
then.
Well, the Saliva I liked at the
They had
time.
one song.
But now they don't even have their original singer. They've replaced their singer, and they're still playing the same shit, trying to get paid off of it. So I have no respect for that band now because they haven't come out with anything good in like 10 years.
Wasn't
like
that a
Johnny
Spider-Man
Bull?
song anyway?
I
was
was
a
remembering
Spider-Man.
that.
They
It was
can't
in
put
the end
that in
credits.
another one. It was a Spider-Man song.
It was in the end credits.
That's not true at all. There's a lot of songs that, like, Drowning Pool Bodies is on like 15 soundtracks at least.
But wasn't that made for the Spider-Man movie, like for the soundtrack?
Well, yeah, technically.
I think that would be the problem of putting it in another movie instead of just a regular song.
Well,
I don't
it's
know
not
if the
going to happen, so don't worry.
I don't
You're
think-
right. Why are we debating this?
No, but I don't think in that instance the copyright goes to the studio soundtrack because it's the band itself that recorded and wrote the song.
I say, what
Well,
about that line where he's referencing Spider-Man flying away?
The way the songs were, it's a license. Like anybody
And
can
he's
just get the
watching.
license. Like any studio can just be. I think it's like $1,000.
Yeah, if they pay the band to use that song, they can use it.
Yeah, it's actually not that much. Like,
Look at Guns N'
relatively
Roses.
speaking.
Jesus Christ. Sweet Child of Mine's been on.
Oh,
how
yeah.
many?
Has it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been in a lot of movies. I cannot name one, but I know it has.
You don't think Archer has paid Kenny Loggins like $15 million by now?
Danger Zone.
I feel like they get some kind of loophole to not pay him.
Wasn't that song in Top Gun? I think that was what. I think
Yeah.
it was in Top Gun. I don't remember.
That's the only thing I know about Top Gun is Danger Zone.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Top
it's
Gun is the name of Tom Cruise's dick. That's all you need to know.
Top Gun 2. It's soon going to be the name of Tom Cruise's dick. He's going to rename it.
It's a second dick.
He's going to have a second dick because Scientology.
Goose. What?
Are you going to sleep?
Oh, I'm just going to handle that conversation.
I can't wait. I love Tom Cruise.
He couldn't handle
He still
the
looks
dick.
the same. It's going to
He's
be
clearly
great.
a wizard.
I hate Tom Cruise.
Fucking love Tom Cruise.
I don't hate him. I still want to see Oblivion and Edge of Tomorrow.
I actually haven't seen either one of those.
Edge of
I've
Tomorrow's
heard they're
good.
good. Yeah, no.
Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, that one's good.
It's based on a manga.
What?
Everything
You had my
Tom Cruise
curiosity.
does
Now you
awesome.
have my attention.
It's called Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day?
No. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, 90s X-Men movie.
Yeah,
Probably Mr. Sinister.
yeah. That's all I was going with.
Yep.
I was waiting for y'all to fill in the rest,
Um,
but you said it.
If they're going 90s, I mean, they're going to take a lot of influence from the comics from that
Mm-hmm.
decade. So
wanna
I think
see
their
lots-
costumes will look even more like
I want to see
like
pouches. Lots of pouches.
God.
90s
I want
pouches.
Pantera
No.
soundtrack. Can we get a
Right?
Pantera soundtrack with Wolverine killing everybody?
That would be pretty awesome.
That'd be pretty good.
That would be legit. I'd buy that.
Domination. Da, 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 da. Sorry. It's okay. It's a good song.
Well, he wouldn't be in that one.
sounds like
Probably.
No, yeah, he's not going to be in the X-Men,
Yeah.
the 90s movie. So
So we won't get that.
Also, I'm
Oh, I
going
was
to say
thinking
Phil
that-
Think of the
Anselmo's
next
not gonna allow
Quicksilver
that.
scene. Like, what song would he have?
In Sync,
No.
Wait, so Sinister Six is going to be in the focus of the next X-Men movie?
Sinister
What?
Six, Mr. Sinister.
Why did I
Mr.
say
S-
Sinister Six?
Whoa.
I'm tired.
It's not even late.
It's not.
It's like
No.
4 o'clock.
Well,
Yeah.
Mr. Sinister,
Sinister. But he's going to be the focus of the X-Men movie or the focus of the Wolverine movie?
X-Men. Well, that's what they're hinting at.
Okay. For some reason, I thought they were hinting towards the Wolverine movie and that he was going to be in the Wolverine movie.
I want to say the Wolverine
Probably not.
movie is probably going to be like the primal age of Wolverine when he's just regaining himself, like right after Weapon X sort of thing.
So the whole X-Men movie thing are just going to be a
Well,
cycle?
they said it's a futuristic Western.
Huh?
Yeah. Not futuristic, it's a Western in the future.
Cowboy Bebop?
To future.
Okay.
No, yeah, too future. Like, it's going to skip some years.
Oh, okay. I
when-
imagine it'd be like right as soon as he runs out of that building and takes that left turn.
No,
That's when the movie starts. It's just him running through the
I
snow.
don't want it to be that because as soon as that movie ends, it's back to X-Men 1. And so all of Wolverine's roles are just a cycle
yeah.
that constantly goes.
That's true.
But Old Man
Your
Logan
boots.
is a story.
Give them to me.
Old-
Because he doesn't have clothes.
He's making
Give me
the,
your clothes and your
But it's
motorcycle.
a Terminator thing.
I know.
It does bear
your
an odd
clothes and your
resemblance to
motorcycle.
Terminator.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Old Man Logan
He
is
rides
like a
And your
motorcycles.
cigar.
post-apocalyptic story. And it's Elseworlds. It wasn't like main canon or anything. That's why I think this movie will be its own thing.
That's cool. They can put it probably far enough to where it won't
wanna
conflict
tell
with any
y'all-
future
As
movies.
Elseworlds?
I want to tell y'all the shocking thing in the story, but
Go ahead.
if they adapt it, it'll be awesome.
Okay.
Okay, come on. Can I tell you?
Yeah, just say it.
Spoilers for the comics. The reason
I'm not going
that
to read it.
you should. The reason that it's a post-apocalyptic world is because the villains win one day. They kill all the heroes. They make Wolverine kill the X-Men, but he doesn't know.
Oh.
Like Mysterio does some
I knew that one.
some magic stuff on him.
You think
to
they
where he
might do
thinks they're
that?
villains, and maybe.
That'd be cool.
And so, of course, it breaks him, and he.
That's kind of like the Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe thing. But
I didn't read
it's
that, but
X-Men
that's
kills.
good.
But it's
You should read
X-Men
that.
kills the X. No,
What?
Wolverine.
kills. I can't. I'm sorry. X.
So he accidentally kills the X-Men, and
It doesn't kill the universe though.
No, that's you. But just the X-Men.
but he lives among the villains, dominating and dictating the whole world and stuff.
I imagine
Doesn't
like
he have also a family?
Yes.
At this point,
Yes. Yes.
and like the Hulk's kids,
Yes.
it's really weird.
Yeah, Hulk in that book is fucked up.
fucked up like he's on meth.
No, like he. no, like
It's just real fucked.
Like his
up,
life
yeah.
has just gone down the shitter.
like incest.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, She-Hulk.
was she Hulk?
You
But
know
that's
she's
not his
she's
sister.
related to him.
Is she?
She is. Who is she to him? Cousin, I think.
I
Can't
thought it was a
remember.
girl that like they needed to save her life, so there was like an injection
I could have sworn she was related.
or
to
like blood transfusion.
Can't remember.
I think she's related. to
Although the blood transfusion would make sense if they're related, because do you have the same blood type as your siblings? I don't know.
Maybe not.
No.
I don't think so.
You have the same blood type as your father.
And his father before him.
No, that's a real thing. Like the father's blood type
Okay.
transfers down to the
So it
child.
could not be. Maybe it's not.
Oh, I don't know, but I know the Hulk stuff was fucked up.
It's cool though, because like the U.S. is all split up into territories owned by like different supervillains.
Like Magneto has
Oh.
some, Skull has some.
Cool.
Yeah, and
The
Red
big
Skull
ones.
wears the Captain America
He wears his uniform.
uniform. Oh man, looks like a
What?
psycho.
You got to read this book, dude. It's good.
What's it called?
Good. Old Man Logan.
How do you feel about Captain America being a Hydra agent from the new comics?
I will say this. I read the comic. I bought it, and it didn't grab me. So
You're like, eh.
I mean, like from a shocking standpoint,
It moved me.
I personally have never cared about Captain America, ever.
In the
Even in the new
comics?
movies, I don't care about Captain America. In his movies,
oh,
I care about the other
do.
characters a lot more than him.
Oh,
I
I
just-
like him.
I thought his movies were pretty good, especially
No,
the first
movies
one. The
were
first
good,
one's the
but
best
him
one.
himself, I'm just like, I
I've
like
never-
the other character
maybe
better.
I've never been a big reader of his comics, so, but I like him in the movies.
I like the memes that it generated. They were hilarious.
They were.
There was
The
one
memes
of
were
like
pretty
Homer
good.
Simpson, like that one where he goes in the hedge and it
Yeah.
said Team Cap. He goes back into the hedge. He comes back out. It says Team Iron Man.
Yeah, that's
Or-
probably my favorite one.
Or the ones where it's several other people and like it's like Captain America saying Hail Hydra. It's Deadpool saying I don't like chimichangas. Fuck. What else was there? There was a bunch of other ones, and then it
Wolverine's like, I'm not the best anymore.
and then it had Rolf from Ed, Ed and Eddie saying I'm not the son of a
I'm
shepherd.
not the son of a shepherd.
That's the best one.
oh man. So Apocalypse is it's either my second or third favorite X-Men.
It is my first favorite X-Men because I didn't like any of them other than this one.
I'll put
Actually, I think it's my second.
Are we
favorite.
including the first three?
Yeah, all X-Men movies? Sure.
all of them.
Nightcrawler
All
for the win.
six?
Nightcrawler
All
wins
six.
all.
Oh,
Even the Wolverine ones. I put.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
shit. Wait, I really like the Wolverine.
I'll put
That's the second one.
Okay. I was about to say
That's
what? You backtracking son of
I
a
put
bitch.
Deadpool as number 1, and then this one is number 2.
Oh, I forgot about Deadpool.
oh yeah.
That counts as an X-Men movie?
Fuck.
Totally does.
Yeah, Colossus in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'd put that.
The X-Mansion makes a cameo.
Yeah.
Not even a cameo, it's there.
The mansion
It is
makes
there.
a cameo and just walks on set.
It's just like, hey,
I'm here just here
Sup?
to collect my check.
You know, see, for me, Days of the Future Past is my favorite one.
I love that one too.
That's my favorite X-Men movie of them all.
you know how much money they had to put into that mansion? They needed to put it in more than one movie.
I like. I can't pick between First Class of where I should put it because I really liked it, but then some parts I remember I didn't. Days of Future Past was the one I liked from beginning to end.
You should watch First Class knowing that that movie went through development hell, and it came out on top somehow because of the director. Like, he made that shit happen, even though they ran into a bunch of problems.
You know what I wanted to say? And I totally forgot that when I came out of this movie, because of after watching Apocalypse, I felt like it was a '90s upgraded X-Men movie. Like the feel of it, like not '90s, like 2000s era X-Men, X1, 2, 3.
Mhm.
It felt like that style of movie, but just kind of upgraded.
I would say the
Whereas
same.
First Class and Days of Future Past did not feel like any kind of X-Men movie.
Yeah, it was his own thing.
Yeah, and these felt like this still could have been done back then, but with a better budget now.
I
Bryan Singer's very big and flashy, and he has to have a huge like climactic battle and less story development on people, but more about battles and stuff like that.
want to say the same, but
Well,
I feel like there could have
wouldn't-
been more story development for some
I don't.
characters.
I think
And Magneto got all of it.
all of his X-Men movies have been very small,
Bryan Singer's?
except maybe Days of Future Past. Even then,
But
it
he
was
didn't really write Days of Future Past. He just came in to direct it. Matthew Vaughn and everyone had already started it. He kind of really didn't do too much.
What are you talking about?
Does anyone else feel?
Bryan Singer's Days of Future Past is like his movie.
That's not his movie.
Yeah,
Nuh-uh.
he directed it.
Yeah, he directed it, but it was already done. That's all he had to do was direct it.
How do you
he
know
didn't
it
help
was done?
write it or anything. I read about this.
Oh,
It was already with Matthew Vaughn, and then he left.
Matthew Vaughn started off the.
But
The
that's
good
why
shit
those two
again.
were good, because Matthew Vaughn did something different.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one, it was just Bryan Singer, and you can totally tell because it feels different. Not saying it's bad. It
Okay, I
just,
see
it
what you mean.
feels
Did anyone
completely different.
feel that it was not worldly enough? I don't think that's the right use of words.
What do you mean?
Because it was a world event. Like Magneto was affecting shit all over the planet.
That's always a weirdly complicated thing because
You can't show too much. You can't show too.
I mean,
show too little.
it's weird to have even like Avengers had this thing of like an alien invasion,
Yeah.
but it's all in it's all in New York,
just in New York. Yeah.
you know. But I don't know if they even had exterior shots of the world in that movie. So
Yeah, but
They
even
just showed random
with that
clips.
one, like you still have like a sense of like they're getting people from all over. Like you have the Hulk is somewhere. Was he in Africa at the time or something? In the Avengers.
Oh, when he was fighting.
The only movies I've ever felt like, as far as like a world event, like shit's happening and the entire world has to come together and it's happening all over the world that I've really seen is like Independence Day and maybe Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
those are two good options right there. Yeah,
Yep.
I agree with that.
Everything else is just kind of, it's more isolated. Like they show like, hey, we need this guy from this part of the world, but shit's not happening on that part of the world.
Yeah.
He just comes from there.
But that's the thing. Like with the Avengers, like that. Even though it was like an alien invasion, it was just happening in New York.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, Magneto was affecting shit all over the planet.
Yeah,
And that's why, like, that's the only time I felt like it was a world thing. My vernacular sucks right now. Like it didn't feel like as big as it. Like it felt really
didn't
big
feel
at
like
that
a world
point.
event.
Like yeah, as soon as he started doing stuff, it felt like a world event, but that was it.
I think they tried to show you little bits with the nuclear weapons and stuff. How
That-
everyone it was affecting. Everyone
That was
all
crazy.
over.
Oh yeah, when he was just like, I've launched everything.
That
That threw me off.
Yeah, I don't usually get affected by like seeing nukes because they happen so often in
Yeah.
films
Yeah.
like this.
But the thing about it is
when
he
he-
didn't nuke the world. He
Yeah.
just,
Yes.
he just destroyed them, so the world had no defense against him. So he personally could destroy it.
Yeah,
Yep.
where they all went, don't know.
They're just floating around the world, waiting to come back
No,
down.
I mean they just went into space or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I think
or-
he just
Yeah.
detonated them all off in the atmosphere. But even then, that would have caused like a nuclear holocaust all over the world. But that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
you-
imagine we have like the ring of Saturn, but it's a ring of nukes.
If you detonate a whole bunch of nukes in the atmosphere, if you fire nukes into the atmospheric pressure is going to detonate them regardless. And if you detonate all of that nuclear energy over the entire planet, the world's just going to fucking,
The pressure's gonna detonate them.
Of
Yeah.
going into space,
of going
But
into
there's
space.
not pressure in space. There's a lack thereof.
but
But there's
getting out of the orbit of
yeah, the orbit
the
causes
orbit
friction.
is the gravitational force. You know,
Yeah,
there's a
that
pull.
would detonate. The heat from the atmosphere would destroy those nukes.
But it's not the heat that happens is not from like. It's not because it's hot up there. It's the re-entry speed that causes the heat on spaceships coming back in.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not
Well,
hot.
yeah,
It's cold
there-
up
There's
there.
still atmospheric pressure though.
The higher you go up, the less pressure there is.
Well, if that's the case, then the nukes never would have detonated because they would have frozen before they got to space. So regardless,
Yeah.
So they're
But-
just floating there now.
but my point is, what they definitely detonated in the movie. He detonated them up there. They
Did they?
it showed them blow up, didn't it?
No.
I
Yeah,
don't
shut them down.
remember.
No, they never
I'm pretty sure it
detonated.
did.
I remember them floating.
That's the last part I remember. Is this one?
Yeah, that's the last part I remember. Just that.
I
little
thought they blew
floating.
up in space.
I don't remember.
Don't remember.
Huh. I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure they went up and they just kind of detonated up there, and people looked up and they were like, "What the fuck? What didn't that happen?" Yeah,
I
picture
can
that
neither
myself.
confirm nor deny.
I might be able to confirm tonight
Are you going to see it again?
if I go. I might.
Okay.
Sexton didn't record an audio clip to put here.
Yep.
Anyway, he basically, researched through the internet and all the communication resources we have and figured out what our most powerful weapon is and got rid of it. So humans immediately knew it was a mind game. Mm-hmm. Like this is our most powerful weapon, and he just threw them all into space. What are we gonna do? We have nothing more powerful than this. There's nothing we can do.
Yep.
And it was a mind game for humanity. It was like, I just got rid of everything you have, literally.
I like that.
You have nothing.
This
Just
is a
bow.
Pretty good little twist.
But if you think about it, that's why there's no like conquerors anymore, because everybody has a fucking nuke now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like that power move. He was just like, bow down. You have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I am your god.
Everything they've built will fall. That's actually a quote from Apocalypse. Why'd you do that? You distracted me greatly, and you spilled pepperoni all over you.
Right on your nipple, too, ironically.
And then he licked it off. Like, really? No. It's a quote from, I was watching the X-Men show from the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
He says it in that.
Yeah?
Oh.
He
In
says...
the Age of Apocalypse thing?
What?
Age of Apocalypse?
Well, I'm talking about the cartoon. I don't know.
Oh.
I haven't read the comic, but he says, from the ashes of the world, we'll build a better one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe Bryan Singer was just like, I'm going to binge watch all of this. That's cool, though.
Let me go back and watch that show. I barely remember anything from the 90s.
Me neither. I don't remember too much.
I remember
Most of what I remember is Saved by the Bell.
AC Slater.
I remember Batman Beyond. But that was like 99, 2000. So
I never finished that, but I remember watching
me neither. And I was
I
watching
loved
it
it.
again on Netflix, and they took it away from me.
Ah.
I loved when they had Bane.
Yes.
He came back, but it wasn't him.
It wasn't
he was
him,
like
yeah.
old and shriveled, but they had like a new Bane.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
so
episode
good.
was
I don't
boss.
remember that one.
So good.
Yeah.
I need to watch that.
Almost all of my knowledge of like DC comes entirely from 90s sitcoms. Sitcoms. No, not sitcoms.
Cartoons.
I can't words today.
I can't word.
I'm not a languager.
That's not
I
a thing.
throw balls far. You want to live?
What?
Let's try to go for a Rick and Morty quote, but I fucked it up.
I was almost certain that was from Eastbound and Down.
No. I throw balls far. You got good words? Data languager.
I was almost certain that was from Eastbound and Down. It sounds exactly like something that Kenny Powers would say.
So as far as X-Men stuff in development, we have Wolverine next year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like late release, maybe November. They haven't confirmed anything else. I mean, they've kind of confirmed that we're going to get a sequel.
No, they took Gambit off.
Huh?
It's
They
taken
pushed
away,
it. It's
but
pushed
they took away like the next year, this year date.
Sorry, I just wasn't looking at you.
I know he was making the flinging card motion to you.
I still would love to see Channing Tatum do that role. I don't know if he needs a movie. I know he needs to be an X-Men, but we'll see. There's a new X-Men film that's in development.
X-Force?
No, it's called New X-Men.
Oh.
And it's about the younger generation of them.
X-Men
okay.
Evolution.
No, that's still that's a
I want to see Toad.
okay.
Dude.
Goddamn Toad.
I like Toad.
He was in Days of Future Past.
That's going to be a movie or a
Well,
show?
small.
Yeah, he was.
Movie is that going to be a movie or a show?
A movie.
Oh,
New
okay.
X-Men. It's about just like kids, the new generation of
Like the current ones? Jean and
no,
Scott?
new, different
brand new
mutant- Yeah.
You know, I kind of
okay.
think maybe they should have just done a series, like a Netflix series, rather than like 15 crappy movies. They should have just made a series about the Academy.
They're doing
Done it
another
that way.
show on
Yeah.
Netflix called Legion. It's about the character Legion.
Oh, what's his name, son? Are they doing the same thing?
Is
Professor
that
X's son?
Scott Summers?
No. Professor X's son?
Yeah,
Is
that's
it
who it is.
Professor X's son? Legion?
Yeah.
Cable is Scott Summers' son, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's too complicated.
So there's that, and then there's like X-Force that's
Uh-huh.
still trying to get into development.
Okay.
So there's a lot of stuff they're planning to do.
That's cool.
And then there's trying to figure out Fantastic Four, that situation.
They need to just leave it alone.
Just leave it alone.
Let people forget.
But they still want a second one.
They still want to cross
That
over.
No,
Guys-
we can forgive, but we'll never forget.
No, no one forgets.
They should get Michael Vaughn to come back and fix that shit up.
Yeah.
At this point, they could probably get Tyler Perry to just play all 4 Fantastic Four in different costumes.
Yeah.
Wow, good one.
And
dude.
it'd be better.
Oh, man.
Oh, Lord, I'm stretching.
That's the caliber of movie they've turned those into.
Sweet Jesus, I'm on fire.
I know Marvel still really, really wants Galactus.
I want Galactus.
That would be the next big step after Thanos
I want to
Yeah.
see.
for Phase
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, I want to see all the intergalactic, like the.
I want to see cosmic entities.
Yeah, because the only glimpse that we got of that was in.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, when in that mining thing, and it was that big head.
The
and I was
Celestial.
Like, yeah, and
I
was
want
like,
Celestials.
That's gonna be so fucking cool if they actually bring that in,
The Celestials could be their Galactus is if they want him to.
but not as a cloud.
No.
Won't be a cloud.
It won't be a cloud. Like
I
an
want
actual like man eating a planet.
He doesn't eat the planet.
It's like an
He's
apple
not
to
bigger
him.
he's not bigger than her.
His mouth is like a snake. It just opens up.
I think we need an Avengers Guardians crossover in which the Hulk actually battles Thanos.
Well, hopefully that's actually like Infinity War Part 2. So
Yeah.
Do you guys hear the rumor? And I'm so happy because I've been talking about this for every single episode that we talk about Marvel.
Planet Hulk?
And yes, Ragnarok, they're hinting at Hulk being there, and that might lead to Planet Hulk.
okay, hold on. Let me.
I'm gonna.
God,
I got a little bit of
Hulk's
that too.
confirmed to be in Thor
Yeah.
3.
Yes,
Yes.
Planet Hulk, but it's Planet Hulk.
Yeah, it's
confirmed.
gonna adapt.
It's
Planet-
confirmed?
Yeah, no, it's
Then
rumored.
don't look at me like that.
I thought you didn't know that Hulk was gonna be in Thor 3. Did you know that?
Recently, I did.
Oh, okay.
That Thor's gonna find him on Planet Hulk.
Maybe, yeah.
Something
Maybe
like
they're
that.
both in the gladiator
Yeah.
ring.
And supposedly Thor's gonna have short hair.
Well, they
I
did
would
say
die. I would
they did
absolutely
hint that, in Civil War that they have no fucking idea where Hulk is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
That would be cool to see.
Planet
no
Hulk
clue.
so
Nobody's seen him, so it's possible he could have somehow ended up across the galaxy.
And then too, they saved like
Last time we
Yeah, how
saw
did
him,
he
he
get
was
that
in
far?
he was in a tiny ship, and then he was on Planet Hulk.
maybe he hit a time vortex.
That's a thing.
It could be.
I know we're gonna see the Executioner, and I think
That's
that's
who,
who Carl Urban is playing. Dredd.
Yep.
Damn it,
Who's-
Jim.
You know what? I grabbed the name of what's his name is going to be. We were just talking about him from Independence Day. My
Will
favorite
Smith?
guy.
Jeff Goldblum.
Oh,
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
I caught his name in an article finally, and I forgot like who he was now. I didn't know who he was. I still don't know the character, but I had a name, and I was going to tell you, and I forgot the name. So
Cool story.
I am of no help. But Jeff Goldblum's going to be in it. It's going to be sweet.
I'm so glad that now the Earth characters aren't going to be in it.
Oh yeah.
That was easily the 50%
They're like
of the movies I'd never liked.
about the Thor ones. They were
Where
like
they actually go to Earth.
No, Earth was fine, but Natalie Portman.
when they're like, "Can you believe Natalie Portman's
Her
not going to be in this one?" I'm like,
Yeah.
because it's in space. Why do we need her?
Just
don't.
When
the
is,
whole,
when is Natalie Portman not in space?
the whole Earth cast just always kind of killed it for me.
What?
The Earth cast in Thor movies kind of killed it for me. In Thor 1, it was fine because he was banished, but
We didn't need it.
But you
Yeah,
felt
don't
like
need
there
it.
was no need for him to go back to Earth for like the second movie.
We don't need her or Kat Dennings.
yeah, both of them was just, they were annoying.
Although she was kind of
Is
fun.
he from like two
Broke
poor
Girl?
girls? What's
Broke
that?
Girls?
Two broke girls?
Yeah.
I just made that connection.
Oh, and Valkyrie is supposed to be in this one.
I saw that. Yep.
And Hela, and yeah,
Yes.
they're going to draw a lot of mythology. Do you like Hela or something?
No, I'm just getting really excited
Oh,
for this
okay.
movie.
Okay.
It's Planet Hulk.
Planet
Hulk.
No, yeah, we're going to, if we get Planet Hulk,
Hey, but
we're going to get his armor.
that works because they don't want to do like a Hulk solo movie.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
give a little bit of, a little bit here, and that'll be
Did you
fine.
ever read World War Hulk?
No.
It was the follow-up to Planet Hulk, and it was amazing. Because you know why he was on Planet Hulk, quote-unquote, in the comics.
I don't know. I saw the animated movie when I was.
Oh, shit. So that's all you know
Long
about
time
that.
ago,
And I don't think it went and dived into it in the movie, but like some of the heroes banish him from Earth because he can't control himself.
That makes sense, yeah.
And so, spoiler alert, Planet Hulk gets blown up.
Time bomb?
Yeah, and he thinks it's the Marvel heroes that do it. and he comes back to kill them all. And so World War Hulk is like 4 issues of him nearly killing Iron Man, nearly killing Black Bolt, and I think Doctor Strange, and it's and they have to use they have to use Sentry to take him down.
Oh yes.
World War Hulk is amazing.
I want to happy.
You just can't stop rubbing yourself.
I don't think we'll see
He
that.
is
In the
Your
rubbing
movies.
chest
himself
that
quite a
is
bit.
nothing.
Kramer, I don't think we'll see that in the movies. Though.
That's
Cameron's
my
being very
beard. I was showing you my beard.
I don't know.
No,
You're
you were
rubbing your
down here.
chest.
That's afterwards,
you're
yeah.
Cameron's being very sexual right now.
Yeah,
about
he
Planet
just
Hulk.
keeps rubbing his chest, looking up,
I just love
slowly
Planet Hulk.
drooling.
He's thinking about the Hulk, and
He just wants a whole planet full of muscular
I want
beings.
all that green. There's only one on there.
no, but he's
I want
saying you
all
want
that-
in excess. Like,
Oh yes, all the Hulk.
all the Hulk, and then he wants to experiment on them. He wants to do Hulk experimentation.
Inside of me. Take off those Hulk hands you keep wearing.
I have one.
Uh,
It's in the shape it's got drilled out for the cup.
so yeah, Thor's next year as well. So next year we should get Wolverine, Thor.
And whatever Marvel movie. Captain Marvel.
No,
Guardians should. When's
Oh,
Guardians
Guardians.
scheduled?
Zombie Guardian. Yeah, Guardians
Guardians.
2 next year.
Yep. I thought we were getting 3 Marvel movies next year.
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
because they shoved his
Doctor
ass in
Strange
there
too.
Doctor Strange is this year.
this year,
This year. Oh
November.
November.
Yes.
yeah. Oh, Spider-Man's next year.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish it was this year. I really want that. I want Spider-Man more than anything right now.
The biggest
I love
thing
Spider-Man.
that is rumored is Vulture.
I heard Michael Keaton
Michael
is back.
Keaton, yeah.
Remember last time I told you he was out? He's back now.
Gonna get too
What is
many-
this?
Michael Keaton is in talks to play the main villain, and the main villain rumored is Vulture. So he's playing Birdman again.
I never watched Birdman. I need to watch it.
Oh, phenomenal!
It's good.
It's
I finally
good.
saw it.
Is it really good? Is it exactly the story of him playing Batman?
Yeah,
That's what I assumed it
Yeah.
was. It was
It's
just
like a
his-
it's like a biopic about it.
yeah, it's an
Yeah.
adaptation of his life after playing Batman.
yeah.
It was pretty good. It was really interesting. I like when it gets weird. That's all we can talk
I
about.
really need to watch that. You know what else is coming out? Not comic book related. That I'm really excited about. It's Now You See Me Too.
I want to watch the first one.
I loved the first one. It was great.
Okay,
I like the
yeah.
first one. Not bad. Cheesy parts here and there. Some stuff maybe didn't make sense, but overall,
Well, yeah, but it was
You
a,
need to
liked
get over your cheese, man.
I
Why constantly gripe about
can't help
cheese?
it.
it was
It's the
about
cheese.
magicians. Of course, it's gonna be cheesy.
But I'm saying, look, I liked it.
He wants everything to
It
be.
had-
He wants everything to be edgy and gritty.
No, it doesn't need to be gritty,
It
but
actually
some
was
stuff's
kinda
too
edgy, though.
cheese. But other than that, it was fine.
It had a cool
But I'm
surprise
really
ending.
confused
Wait.
for this one.
Oh, okay. No, don't. spoil.
After I watched the trailer, I don't get it. Is what where I'm stuck at.
I
The
guess
thing
you'll
is
have
when
to-
you watched the trailer for the first one, you still didn't get it.
No, yeah. Well,
You thought you
no,
got it, and then you watched the movie, and you're like, "Fuck, I didn't get
figured
this."
out the
Sorry, it's
solution.
a tangerine.
That wasn't needed.
No.
I figured out the solution.
Okay,
Wait for the movie to come out and watch it.
thanks. Thanks.
No,
Dr.
because when
Manhattan.
you watch the trailer for the first one, you're like, "Okay, I know what this is about. I get it." And then you watch the movie, and you're like, "I didn't get that at all. Holy shit!"
Well, I remember the plot of the first one I saw. It was just they do heists, and then I was like, okay, it's a heist movie.
Yeah, you
And
think it's a
then-
heist movie, but then it's not a heist movie.
And it had a twist at the end. It's
like heist-
Hey,
I
what
like
the
heist
fuck?
movies.
Huh?
I like heist movies. Why would it not be a heist movie?
Don't start spoiling stuff.
I'm
We're not
not
spoiling
I'm
anything.
just gonna
I'm not
say
gonna
it's
watch
like-
it.
Well,
Go
now
ahead.
I know it's not a heist movie.
It's a heist
Were
movie.
you really gonna watch it?
Yes.
It's been out for a while. This is the
Well, it
conversation.
is
you
a
all the
heist
time.
movie, but there's the twist.
It's
It
just
hasn't
got a
been out for
twist.
5
It's
years,
still,
Kramer.
Has
It has been out for a while.
It came out in like 2013.
No.
It's 16
Yeah.
now. That's 3 years. It's almost 4 years old.
Okay, well, God.
It's been a while. You can't get mad at us.
What? I only get mad at him because
Well,
he's
you
neglectful.
were just getting
It's
mad
because
at
he's
us.
10 years
I
behind.
never had no interest in Now You See Me, but now I do, so I'll watch it.
That's good. You should. You don't like Jesse Eisenberg? I watch
do.
Pretty much.
No,
was
I
good.
do.
Woody
Yeah.
Harrelson's good.
Woody Harrelson's awesome.
I
love
did
Woody
not like
Harrelson.
the Isla Fisher's not in this one.
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't.
Is Morgan Freeman in this one?
Yeah, he is.
But I like Lizzie Kaplan, so it works out.
Isn't one of the Francos in it?
Dave.
Franco?
The good one.
He's good.
Yeah, Dave's in there.
Yeah, he's good. Mark
James is
Ruffalo's in
good
there.
too, but I really love Dave Franco a lot. He is.
I didn't like Mark Ruffalo to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know who Mark Ruffalo was until Avengers. Honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had no idea who that guy was. I was just like, who the hell is playing the Hulk now?
Same. Yeah. I was actually a little disappointed that it wasn't Edward Norton at first.
Me too.
I did too. I like it. I
But
like
Mark
Edward
Ruffalo
Norton.
did a good job, though.
I like Edward Norton a lot. So
Me too.
I mean, he nailed the Bruce Banner thing. Like, if you were really going for a comic book Bruce Banner, he nailed it. But
yeah,
too much of a rift between him and Marvel.
yeah, that happens.
Did you send it to him?
Yeah, I said it.
Okay.
That's what we were laughing.
Hey Juan, did we just become Super Martha Bros?
Yeah, we did. Super Martha Bros.
That's awesome.
Dude, I almost wear my Batman ones.
That's awesome, dude.
I'm glad I
What
wore
happened?
these.
You still be Super Martha Bros.
I know, but I'm glad I wore these because it makes it better.
Oh, shit, I didn't see Tom's socks.
I guess for listeners, I'm wearing Superman socks. Tom is wearing Batman socks.
Indeed.
Kramer's wearing a holy sock.
He
Wait,
usually
does it
is.
have holes?
Tom's
No, it
socks
doesn't
like,
have-
Tom's like, why did you wear that sock?
Why did that song?
Oh, man. It's good.
Yeah, so X-Men was cool. I liked it a lot.
Me
Like
too.
I said, I really had low expectations because of the other movies. I didn't like them at all. They were all forgettable to me entirely.
Oh.
I think I had low expectations for all the new X-Men movies, and that's probably why I didn't like rush out to go see them. Because after 3, I was just like, I don't care anymore.
You know, I saw I was at Walmart the other day, and I saw a DVD 4-pack that had the 4 first X-Men movies. Mm-hmm. It was like $12 in a pack.
Damn.
And I was like, that is a hella good deal for any other movie series, and I walked away.
I think maybe if like there was the bigger,
Wait, did you like the Wolverine, the second one? The first one? Wolverine movies?
Yeah, it was all right.
I think the first one better than the second one where he was in Tokyo.
You didn't like the Tokyo one?
Not too much. It was okay.
That's fucking
like the
crazy to
Tokyo
me.
one.
That is fucking crazy.
I like the first one first.
Shut up. Oh my god.
They were also forgettable to me, though, honestly.
Kramer, stop trying to touch him inappropriately.
I remember
Touch
It's
very,
not one of your
very
human experiments, okay?
vague details. Like, I remember the Sentinels from, I think it was the second one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. what
Third
is it?
one.
Third one?
Yeah,
See, I don't
in
even
the
remember
danger
where
room.
any of them even were anymore. So I remember very, very, like, vague flashes of different parts from them. The Gambit scene from, what was that, from First Class?
Origins.
Origins.
See, I have no idea where they even are anymore.
Gambit.
They don't all blend together into shit to me.
Gambit kind of sucked in Origins.
Gambit did suck, and that pissed me off because I like Gambit a lot.
I feel like as a series, like the way Marvel's been going with theirs, DC is starting to go with theirs. X-Men's, they're trying to keep it cohesive, but it's granted I don't have much right to talk because I haven't seen the other two. But just the fact that they created an alternate timeline, and I don't know if that was their intention from the beginning, but it seemed just like a backward-going move to like, hey, let's fix stuff.
Yeah, because they
That's
knew that they
exactly
sucked
it.
it up.
Yeah.
Actually, First Class was meant to be a Magneto origin film.
Okay, yeah.
So it molded itself into just being what it was
Gotcha.
from that point.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it seems more patchy in terms of like putting stuff together.
And PG Wolverine ruined all of it for me.
13.
Sometimes it was mostly PG. He was a little angsty.
No,
he wasn't
yeah,
actually Wolverine. He was just kind of like
Yeah, angsty, not angry.
Yeah.
Angry is supposed to be Wolverine. He was, like you said, angsty.
that kind of ruined
Wolverine's
it a lot
not
for me.
angry when he's really with the X-Men.
Yeah, but he's got that just like that very, very sinister kind of dark personality all the time. He's always grim. He's never like, "Hey guys, let's go do stuff." He's like, "You guys are fucking idiots."
He's not like that in the movies.
He kind of is. He's like, "I'm the leader. Let's go do things." And you know, in most of the stuff, he's just kind of like, "I guess I have to save you, assholes." It's a different feel for him that I didn't like. Like in the Transformers movies, when Bumblebee's like, "I'm the hero," I'm like, "No, Bumblebee, you're a bitch.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a bitch.
You always have to get saved. What is this bullshit?"
Is that Fox's fault for making Wolverine the center of everything all the time?
Is that why Dr.
No,
Cox
they've made
hates Hugh
Mystique the
Jackman?
center of everything all the time.
I know.
No one likes that either.
No one likes that either.
I just
At least people liked Wolverine being the center,
Yeah,
but it's a little odd. Like it's ruined them.
For me,
story-wise.
Hugh Jackman's Wolverine's just gotten better as it's progressed.
that's because they've been able to get edgier as the years go on.
Yeah,
But they started off with him.
And
they
he
nerfed
is-
him immediately.
become more and more into the role as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did read that he was like, when he wanted to do Wolverine the first time, it wasn't until he got to the Wolverine that he was like, this is how he should like look and be, like his body type and everything, how ripped he was.
Yeah.
He was like, this is what I wanted first, but it took him like this whole time to like get there.
That makes
tough.
sense.
Yeah.
It's tough.
And I saw a picture from him like side by side, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, if
He
you
is
see what he
not
looks like in
buff.
X-Men 1, it's not
He's
the
just a normal guy, and then it showed the Wolverine, and he's fucking ripped.
But even like in the Wolverine or Wolverine Origin,
same. X-Men Origins.
X-Men Origin, where you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That one, like he's ripped, but he's not big. It's like still a very skinny ripped.
Well, that never.
But he is lanky.
He never
He's tall.
depicted. Yeah, he never depicted Wolverine's actual stature anyway. Because Wolverine's he's short, but he's stocky up top. But
Yeah.
he's got a small lower body. Hugh Jackman's just a big dude.
Dwarf body.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah.
no gut. Just yeah. Like he always had like really big arms.
Not
and shit like that.
dwarfism.
He had like the small agile legs, but the big powerful like upper body to maul things.
Yeah.
Like he was built like an animal.
Yeah.
And now he's built like a guy, a big guy, which is still cool. But that's more Sabretooth. Sabretooth was a big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a little weird. Like,
That was a weird.
That's because I was looking at my
whenever
phone, and I heard Sabretooth, I was like, yeah, Sabretooth is awesome.
Sabretooth your Hulk for like my Hulk?
See, that was the thing. When I first saw Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, I was like, he makes more sense as Sabretooth. Immediately when I saw him, I was like, he's too big to be
Although
Wolverine.
their Sabretooth was pretty Sabertoothy.
He was very good. He was good. But like,
Oh, in the original ones?
Yeah. He didn't talk much.
No, but he looked
the
like
part.
it.
The guy with the actual guy with the like blonde hair and stuff.
Yeah.
No, he was good.
yeah, I liked him. But
But
still,
Liev
like, that's
did
what
well
I thought
for
when I
the
saw
role.
Hugh Jackman. I was like, I don't know about him being Wolverine. He's kind of molded himself into the role, like you said. But
Did
from
you
the
like the
get-go,
Weapon X scene? with
I
him?
did like the Weapon X scene. That's the Wolverine that
Yeah.
I've always hoped for. Is
Exactly.
that animal, but he's always been just kind of subdued and like, I guess I'm here.
It's not
And then-
the gritty Wolverine. It's the Wolverine on the front of like fitness magazines.
Yeah, because the Wolverine that
That's-
I'm used to is like,
I thought we started getting that in the second Wolverine movie.
yeah, because he's from what I've always gathered is Wolverine's always been independent of the X-Men. He's there because he knows they need him, but he doesn't want to necessarily be there. But he cares about them. But he doesn't want them to know he cares about them.
Yeah.
So he's got to be that asshole. Like, fuck, why do you keep getting in trouble?
Yeah,
Why do I have to be your dad?
As far as he's concerned, he's like, I'm immortal. I don't care what the fuck happens, but
Yeah.
you guys, chill out. Don't make me come and rescue you.
It's not immortal.
He's not anymore,
Well-
but he's indestructible.
If you've lived for like 500 years, you would think to yourself, I'm immortal.
I don't think he's lived for 500
Or however long he's lived.
About
Well, I
100.
think it's yeah.
If I lived for 100 years and I have not aged, I'd probably look around and be like, no, I think I'm immortal.
I got shot in the
If I
head.
got
I'm okay.
shot like this kidney and the bullet came out and everything was
He can die. He can drown.
Well, but he doesn't know that until it happens.
But yeah, I don't know. I just didn't believe him as Wolverine to begin with. So now that he's kind of molded into the role, I care less because it was a progression that took too long for me. So I mean, I'll go watch the new Wolverine movie with kind of mediocre hopes, but I don't know. Hugh Jackman's never sold it for me.
So cool.
Yeah,
Good reviews.
very good stuff.
They're all right.
We got
I wouldn't listen
we
to
have
it.
nothing superhero related till Suicide Squad.
Oh,
August
man.
1st.
We need to start
which is
thinking
only,
of topics.
It's only 2 months away. So
We have like
Oh, okay.
we
2
can do
months.
anime topics. Anime topics. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
2
Kramer,
months.
it's time to shine.
Me
Kramer,
too.
you always shine.
Oh,
Don't make me feel like the special kid.
Okay. Maybe
I'm gonna watch like. All right, what you guys need to do is anytime we're gonna do an anime podcast, let me know a week in advance, and I will watch 3 random episodes from the series.
I can't let you do that.
No.
No, it's gonna happen, and then I'm gonna base all my opinions.
No, because the entire
Anime canceled.
episode will be me
Canceled, we're
yelling
not
at
doing
you.
it.
I'll just be yelling at you the
Yes.
whole time. No.
Yes.
It's one thing if it's like Cowboy Bebop where there's like 20 episodes, but something like Naruto where there's 500.
we'll never do that episode.
Yeah.
you can do it with me.
Can we have a Naruto series?
Yeah. Okay.
Where we go through like the storylines.
I've seen people write theses on Naruto.
I want to read those.
I'd write one.
You could write one.
I probably could.
Okay.
Well, I'll probably finish Death Note in the next couple weeks. We can.
We
We can do a
definitely
Death Note
one.
episode soon.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm actually.
I
Gonna
guess
binge
I
it
gotta
Monday.
stop watching One Punch and everything else.
I need to
One
watch
Punch
that.
you'll
Death Note.
finish.
There's like 10 episodes.
Yeah, it's like 12.
But I want to watch Death Note with y'all. So
Oh, it doesn't have to be next episode. It can be the one after.
okay.
Next episode will be at Comicpalooza.
Oh yeah.
So you got some
Is
time.
that's not next weekend. That's the weekend after. So yeah, we want to hear a podcast.
2 weeks, yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. The next podcast is Comicpalooza episode.
Yeah.
Podcast episode.
Ooh, by the way, everyone go check it out.
Yeah, Comicpalooza.
Forgot to promote it.
Well, when is this airing?
Does anybody-
When do we play this?
I'll edit
podcast?
something.
Okay.
I'll take this.
Does anybody want a carpool?
Yes, we should all carpool.
And this has been another episode of the Commentators Podcast with your hosts
Kramer?
Ryan.
Juan.
and Tom sometimes. And we will catch you guys with our Comicpalooza coverage in a couple weeks.
Woo!
Woo!